Welcome to another episode of the Sophisticated Murder Hobos in the Ashes of War campaign. Okay, for a fate point, would anyone like to remind us of what happened last time and where we are right now?
I can.
Go ahead.
Alright, as always, we've got Crag. Several hundred pounds of spite and testosterone and muscle. We've got Leone, who is some mysterious merchant thus far and may have goals that aren't exactly the party's own. I'm watching you. Then we have what I've been referring to as the flowered-haired elf, which I'm pretty sure Pocket hasn't used their name this entire time, but may be the only one out of this group to survive and has been the most useful because they can cook. And then there's myself, who has been pretty much worthless this entire journey, hiding in the back of the wagon, and was revealed last session that the party does not know, but the audience does. I'm actually a half-breed. It was pointed out by a very snide sentry. So we went to our merry little way to Soren, which is way south, under the guise of trade. After some snide remarks of, "Oh really? Good luck," we go wheeling through Soren and find it is a desolate, abandoned city, filled with rubble and many shapes and sizes of skeletons. We finally made it to the keep, where we were, I wouldn't say accosted, but we were introduced to a very gruff and drunk tin man or general that pretty much put us in a room where we had to wait, and we finally got to meet the prince's sister, Her Highness, I have a name, Valthuria, yes. And she pretty much tasked us with bringing back the nobles and filling the town with humans.
With people.
With people.
Yeah. And
we decided, what's the point of having fancy smashy nobles if you don't have people that can actually do tasks and are useful? Because, you have too many cooks in the kitchen and not enough people working, it kind of falls apart anyway. So we went to the woods to go find said people that probably might have, hopefully, escaped Soren during the siege. Either one or two. In the interim, found some small tracks, and Pocket went on her merry little way to go try to find where they led, and was very surprised to see a ravine with hundreds and hundreds of goblins. She tried to interact with one of them, and it didn't go well, because my dice hate me. The party actually came across a pack of goblins that were hunting, dropped their deer, turned tail, and ran. So they just got free food. The question now is, what do we do? I tried to keep an eye out for their great one and was informed that their great one was actually killed in the second siege of Soren. So we don't know really how things are working, who's in charge, because there seems to be a division of clans of everybody's kind of managing themselves. Our goal still is to find humans and not get killed.
Okay, take a fate point, certainly. All right, and so it is the day after you first arrived in Surin, and where we left off, you had just had your verbal spat with the sentry, and the three of you, administratively, Crag is not going to be able to join us either at all this session or until he's feeling a bit better. So the three of you, including Crag, were in the wagon when you got spotted, as Jade said. So we'll say that Crag has run off trying to track down this threat. And so the two of you, what do you want to do?
Oh god, the pink and squishies are alive.
Not that you know that, because you're still at the edge of the camp.
Still chatting it up.
We don't know who these goblins are yet, right?
No.
So we don't know that they were the goblins that attacked Surin in the second siege, and that's how their great one was killed yet.
We don't know that.
So we don't know that they like to kill the pink and squishies yet.
We also don't know that there's like a million of them.
You're right.
We just saw like 10 or 14.
You're right. I think Crag has that little group of goblins over there taking care of. We should probably just wait here.
Okay. May I make a wise test to recall which side of the conflict goblins were on?
I would love you to make a wise test. I would love you to make a successful wise test.
What kind of wise test?
You could say campaign-wise. You could say Surin-wise, particular form of city-wise.
Is this Battle of the Mountains? Where was that happen?
So the War of the Mountains is like across the entire continent.
Okay.
And hence that's what we're calling this campaign.
I just have a skill called, or a wise called Battle of the Mountains that I'm apparently opening.
Oh, right. What do we call that?
Was that Surin? Or was that for farther east?
You sure it wasn't War of the Mountains?
Might have been. Let me, definitely,
War of the Mountains would be an appropriate wise.
It's pretty unsure right now. There we go. Yeah, it definitely says War of the Mountains.
Yeah.
So let's do Surin wise.
Okay. And you can also fork into it if you want. If you have other wises or skills that are appropriate to that. Maybe history.
Administratively.
Yeah.
Since ancient history isn't even a skill in the book, even though it's listed in the alphabet of skills, can I just replace that with history?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna fork in history.
Okay.
This is perception, by the way.
I figured.
This is a really good perception, by the way. Ooh. 5, so that's basically 2.5 successes on Surin-wise.
Okay. Do you want to use any Artha? So, you're going to get common knowledge, you're going to get an interesting fact. The question is whether or not you want details.
Persona.
Vindication.
Yeah. What do I learn about the goblins at Surin?
So, on the whole, goblins have been on the enemy side. It is an exceptional rarity that you see non-hostile goblins. The goblins that you saw at the Sorcerer's Proving Grounds, again, exceptionally rare. The instances of friendly goblins that you've seen are limited to that one. That you have heard of are limited to the rumors that you heard that there was a tribe that had some goblins and some orcs and some others that were led by a human that fought in the defense at the Second Battle of Serna. But besides that, goblins have been fighting alongside the orcs and the hobgoblins here at Surin when they attacked Serna the second time, the Siege of Wyval, the Battle of Borley, the Siege of Versingit, and you had to travel through. You went the northern route when you left your homeland, so you traveled through multiple war zones to get to here, and all of those times it was goblins are on the enemy side. So
there's historical precedent that they are probably not allies.
There's historical precedent that these goblins either came from the mountains, or if they came from Surin, they weren't defending Surin. Well, they were defending Surin. They were defending Surin as occupiers from the mountains. based on the precedent that you know.
I do remember, I think I actually asked something similar last week, which, if goblins were hostile to elves, and of all the mountain races that would raid in elven borders, goblins were not actually among those.
So, and again, which wise did you roll?
Just now I rolled Surin Wise. I'm pretty sure I rolled something else last week.
Okay.
For a different question.
Surin wise. So, interesting facts and details. So, you also know that in this context, from the reports that you overheard, from the rumors that you've heard through your travels and through your a little over a week at the Sorcerer's Proving Grounds, that when the army of Wyval liberated Surin, there were basically no hobgoblins there. It was all orcs and goblins that, and a reduced amount at that. It was the occupation force at Surin had been depleted to provide resources, to provide soldier power to the siege of Wyval and the attack at the battle, to the Second Battle of Serna. So these goblins were probably one of the few surviving tribes that managed to get out. And many of them would have been conscripted.
You know what would have been a great idea earlier? If we had asked the assistant magister, how they got this relationship with goblins, where they were intermingling. Because,
It is odd. I haven't seen it around here.
it's quite uncommon.
I thought they were pretty bloodthirsty, to be honest. I mean, our present companions...
They were pretty, sorry?
Bloodthirsty, to be honest, but our present companions aside.
I'm delighted for you to make a goblin wise test.
I would love to.
Good luck.
This is perception, right?
Yeah, it would be perception.
1.5 successes?
So, and the exact question was...
I assumed them to be pretty bloodthirsty and generally not on our side.
That is generally a true statement. Rather, instead of bloodthirsty, I would say hostile.
We know the rumors. They're all true.
Believe the state propaganda always. It's on the poster, so it must be right.
So, any other wise tests? Or anything else that you want to deliberate upon? Or maybe, while you're thinking about that, what's Pocket doing?
Well, since it didn't work out with the sentry, and I didn't see anybody that I knew when I was spying, I think I might back up, come around, and see if I can't get a different view spot.
Okay. So give me a... First, let me understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to get to a different spot to view into the camp without being seen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What test would you like to make for that? I could see stealthy.
Stealthy.
I could see orienteering.
Because, I was over here, and then I saw the sentry, so I came this way.
Okay.
Had a discussion, and I might keep going around this way.
Okay.
Because I know I saw slaves, but I'm not sure. I don't think I saw, an abundance of humans.
You saw about 50 human slaves. Well, 50 humans that, knowing what you know, coming from your culture, they're slaves.
Yeah. But this isn't the majority of the possible population that might have fled into the woods.
Sorry,
We're thinking a couple hundred people made it to the woods. So this 50 is eh.
Okay.
Or am I coming around? I'm going to try to come around and see, oh, there's a work camp of humans and there's a couple hundred here. So I'm just trying to get a better viewpoint.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I got 3 in stealth, so... Ooh, 2 successes.
Okay, well, and it's an obstacle 1 for you to beat their perception.
Green on green.
Green on green. Well, green on blue.
Blue green.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So you're able to get to where any other vantage
Just
point that you want.
And one more vantage point to kind of get a better view, make sure there's not anything hugely surprising.
Think about the question that you want to ask, and then we'll come up with a test, an appropriate test. Okay?
Okay.
So while you're thinking about that, what have you guys resolved?
You know, I'm thinking if there's a lot of goblins, historically, they're more hostile than friendly. Even though we are seeing recent anomalies that question that.
You're not wrong.
So maybe it'd be better to play on the safe side and not get killed trying to do negotiations. You know, if there's a lot of them. Rather than...
I agree completely. Are you going to find Pocket, or you're going to come with me while I drive the way we came?
I feel bad leaving Pocket here.
Who's been tracking?
Pocket.
Well, she's a good tracker.
And then there's Crag, who's run off in pursuit of your pursuers.
Crag's a good tracker. He can follow our trail.
I remember...
If we leave here, they can follow us.
That's the implication.
We're the ones that can't follow them.
What's a fantastic idea?
We could even leave a trail. Might be a little too obvious.
I'm gonna pull out a piece of paper
Okay.
and write in Martin. Hey, Pocket, we left. I'm gonna, leave in the dirt.
Okay.
Let's go. Back the way we came.
Okay.
She'll find out.
Okay. Sure. Meanwhile, what's Pocket wanting to find out about the camp?
I want to see if they have their version of the proving grounds to see if there's any evidence that one of them might have blood magic, or to see what kind of training they've been maybe doing. Test dummies.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to get a gauge of their fighting skill level.
Okay. You can probably see this without making a test. They're focused on surviving. They're focused on procuring food and shelter, and it seems like they've dug into the side of the hills to try and make themselves more comfortable, but you also know they're not making this a permanent place, that they could pick up all 650 of them and move without too much notice. There is a portion of the camp that seems to have some of their goblins separated out and doing spear drills and practicing fighting in a line, but not very many.
I'm trying to get a beat on if it came to having a fight. What level of fighting are we talking? I wouldn't want to go up against
600
blood
goblins?
magic and 600 goblins.
So you're not seeing any indications of any type of magic, but quantity has a quality of its own.
Oh yeah.
I hear.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the pink squishy things have probably been
Unsupervised.
unsupervised long enough, because I can't trust Crag. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he's eaten them by now.
So Crag's unsupervised too.
Oh dear God.
Okay. So you're gonna make your way back?
Choices were made.
Okay.
Yes!
Alright, so you find your way back, And at first you have a hard time finding the wagon until you realize you're in the right place. The wagon is in the wrong place. And in the wagon's place is a piece of paper.
I pick it up.
And it reads, "Hey Pocket, we left."
Well, at least they were nice enough to put it in Marin and not in Clendon, since I know I can't read that.
I can't read to Clinton.
So, where did you guys go?
Back the way we came.
How far? Did you go all the way back to Surin?
No. How many miles did we come out here?
So, this is the day after you got to Surin. So you basically left first thing in the morning. You went all day. So when Pocket found that camp, it was late afternoon. So
I'd say probably only about a mile.
Okay.
We just kind of got out of there.
Okay.
We didn't know where Pocket was.
Okay.
Kind of far enough that if the goblin
hunter
hunting party came back, they would
Yeah.
find us immediately.
feel a little safer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. What's Pocket going to do?
I'm probably going to rip off a good-sized branch and try dragging it behind me, because it's obvious that if I could track them, others could track them. And I'm just kind of dragging it, and I figure if I can pick up an iron tower shield and drag it across the courtyard, I could lift this.
So you're trying to cover the tracks?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just following...
Because I don't know who we is. I'm assuming Crag is with you guys.
Maybe I should have told her Crag was gone.
Well,
That's fine. We're here.
That's fine.
Because I'm pretty sure that the wheels of the cart are so much easier to follow than footsteps, and I'm just kind of going along.
okay.
You are trying to track a cart down, so there's that.
Fresh tracks on soft earth.
Yeah.
So, please go ahead and make a tracking test at an obstacle 2, because you're trying to track them and cover the tracks.
Can I fork in survival? Just because I'd be familiar with what the terrain should look like.
That's a good argument for orienteering.
Orienteering? Which I have too.
You can do that.
Wonderful.
I got a 6. I'm gonna open that. So you said 2?
I said obstacle 2.
I got exactly 2.
Okay, there we go. So you've managed to confuse the tracks and still follow the wagon trail. And so you catch up to them about a mile later.
Hello, Pocket. You're alive.
Were you followed?
Not that I was super aware of being followed. I was
Good.
trying to make sure you guys weren't by anybody other than me.
Did you find Crag?
What?
He went running off after a bunch of goblins.
What?
Oh, yes. I thought he would run into you.
Oh, okay.
There was some sort of goblin hunting party,
Oh, yeah.
bringing back an antelope. And
Yeah, we scared them.
The goblin hunting party
yes.
is a tiny fraction of the couple hundred back there.
Yeah, that's why we moved.
I was
don't think-
anticipating there might be a large goblin force.
Why are we trying to talk to the people who burned all the places down?
Because they could probably give us value information. Maybe they'd want to come with us and, actually help for once. And I think it's just safe to assume that Crag's dead now. So let's mosey on.
That was quick.
I'm gonna let your Surin-wise 3 successes ride and point something out to you that you are only now just remembering now that Leon has said that the goblins burnt down Surin. The goblins did not burn down Surin. One of the sorceresses that the prince was using kind of went power crazy and burned down the city during the siege, and is currently in exile.
So the goblins didn't actually burn down Surin. That was the humans.
Did
Shocker.
Yeah, they had a whole battalion of just men with torches, going wild and driving, the occupying force out by reducing the place to ash and heap. We can't have it, you can't have it either. And then they kept it, so it's kind of stupid, but...
Falsehood.
Yeah, please.
Aerith makes falsehood test.
First one?
Can I have a perception test?
No, it's against your will.
Okay, good.
Oh, that's a lot less good than it looked.
You don't have falsehood, do you?
Not yet. It's actually, I think it opens with this, but I have 3 successes of will.
So does that mean you have 6 successes and that counts as 3 for the skill? Or you mean you have 3 total successes?
3 total.
Okay, so that counts as 1.5. Is your will 1?
It is not.
Okay. Is it higher than 1?
It is higher than 1.
Is it higher than 2?
It is higher than 2.
He's full of fucking shit.
Did Flapjack and Biscuit take a giant poo? Because I can smell it from here.
Do I think he's full of shit suspiciously, or just that he's full of shit?
How much over 2 is your will?
6.
Okay.
Well, no, my will is total of 6, sorry.
He is, he's lying and he knows it.
Okay.
So technically, goblins are a good workforce. And they're just looking for some place to live like everybody else. The problem is, there are several tribes there. And you're not dealing with one great one to negotiate with. There are probably several that are just kind of coexisting right now.
So that does bring me to another point, is,
We need to get out of here.
that might be wise. Pocket, do you know a lot about goblins? Considering you've lived in their proximity for longer than me?
I mean, I lived in Kogular, so
Sure.
kind of day-to-day occurrence.
So you're the goblin expert of our party.
No. I really try to avoid everybody, but it just so happens I like goblins more.
Why don't we just try to go and find some of the human... Yeah, refugees, there we go.
I mean...
And try to just stay away from the goblins with the 3 of us?
Yeah, if negotiations go south, I'm not sure
I'm
we can
not
take
going
an
to
army.
mention the 50 or so humans that are there. I'm just gonna... right over that.
Alright.
And we're accepting that Crag is dead.
Knowing my luck, no. He's alive and probably happily sitting on the stump with a turkey leg and a pickle.
Should you go
With
looking
a dead
for him?
goblin pile as a footstool.
Do you need to go look for him?
Probably, because at this point, I bet he's causing more trouble than he's worth.
Right. And what are we supposed to do out here in the woods?
That's a great question. Not die? But at the same time, not sure I can leave you guys.
Yes, we're quite helpless without our Crag, and Crag is quite uncontrolled without his pocket. How about...
What direction did he go?
That way. From where we'd originally parked the wagon.
If the ravine was that way, and he went that way, does the ravine go straight, or does the ravine turn at any point?
Well, the ravine is dug by the course of water, which, as it wears away the soil, it runs into stones. The stones don't move, the water does, so it goes like that.
So there's a good possibility that this ravine curved around at some point, and he's going to run at least into the tail end of the encampment.
Would you like to go find Crag?
I think you should go rescue Crag. Better to have a Crag than no Crag.
You guys need to get out of sight and bunker down somehow if I'm going. And I'm sorry, 2 mules and a wagon are just, really suspicious. And, you can see from, like, a long way away.
Well, I trust you'll be able to find your way wherever we go.
The problem ain't me finding you. The
Yeah.
problem is other people finding you.
How about
Specifically ones that would like to, enslave you.
or murder us to death, or all other horrible things? How about we retreat further, like to the wood line?
So whereabout are these is this goblin encampment on the map?
One orienteering test, please.
I can help with that. Do you accept help?
Sure.
One day.
Can you help a skill though? I don't have it open, so you can't.
Type of skill.
Yeah. The skill can help a stat. A stat cannot help a skill.
Okay, so I get 1 die though still, right?
Yep. And it's getting dark.
I have a orienteering would be perception, right?
Yep.
I'm not going crazy. Okay, so I have 4 perception successes. You know what? We're gonna open that.
That's open.
We have 5 perception successes.
It is the circled dot.
Right.
You see it.
So it is quite early into our journey into the forest.
It is not. It is a big forest. That is a big map. So, given that you can see Wyval and Surin, and it took you 45 days to travel between those 2 spots,
Yeah.
the scale of that map is
True.
bigger-ish. But you could probably find it again with some help.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of help we would get in finding it.
At this point, I'm contemplating whether or not I should start ripping branches down and trying to cover shit.
We're on the east or west side of the encampment. We came from the east.
Came from the east,
Yeah.
you're still on the east.
Right. Well, we can always go north. Wait for you 2 miles north of here.
Yes, in territory we know least about than where we are right now, where we came from.
Yes.
I think she's being sarcastic. How about we just go back more the way we came,
Right,
a few
well,
miles?
The only other thing I can think of is we all travel back this way and as parallel as we can get from where Crag may have gone.
Which way did Crag go?
That way?
Which way did Crag go?
So, Aerith is just pointing back the way that you came from where you left that note.
I'm pointing
For
slightly
pocket.
more north than the fact we get the way we came.
Basically, your known reference point is a mile back. So,
And I'm being extremely precise.
yeah.
Which isn't very helpful on a small
Yeah.
scale.
I hope y'all know that you were actually seen, and the likelihood of goblins trying to track you this way anyway, probably pretty high.
So Crag killed them all.
Possible.
But, nope, that is a very good point. We should backtrack and then head north around the camp. Cover our tracks.
Okay.
Actually, no.
I'd be much more comfortable if you were backtracking the way we came, since we know that terrain, and I go find Crag.
Yeah.
We should backtrack the way we came.
Yeah, you.
Yes. And then we split off north. And hide our tracks when we peel off. The goblins will think we went all the way back to town.
how are you gonna cover your tracks? Because if I'm going after him,
Hey, I can cover my
me and my
tracks.
tree brancher gone.
She can drive for a while, I'll let her.
I am an impeccable driver.
Yes, we've had excellent track record with that.
Hey, I only drove for an hour that one night.
I wonder why.
I was inebriated.
Because that makes things so much better.
This time I'm not inebriated.
You might want to be.
There are many things I want to be, and yet we cannot have everything. Either way,
That's the reason.
we can try to take care of ourselves in going back the same way we came from. And you can find us after you find Crag. This is an excellent plan.
Yeah. So are you guys going north before Pocket comes back or after Pocket comes
Let's
back?
just keep going east.
We'll go east until it gets dark.
It's dark right now. Like, it's dusk.
And are you making me
I-
drive?
Can see in the dark. You guys can't.
Right.
And we can't light any torches because that's like a beacon of,
So we should get
come
off.
here and slit our throats.
Let's get off the path and hunker down.
Okay.
So you're gonna hunker down right here?
Off the path.
I think
Off
you
the path.
guys are really underestimating how well we see in the dark.
Can you drive in the dark?
I can.
Can
I'm not lying.
you see in the dark?
I can. I can see the dusk. Not cave dark.
I'm
I
looking
can see better than him.
every bit of this plan.
Do you want to make an elf-wise test?
Yeah, sure, why not? I don't have elf eyes, but we'll go ahead.
Okay, so to understand the disparity, if there is any, between elf vision and goblinkind vision during limited visibility, that's going to be an obstacle 3 wise test, and if you don't have that wise, then it's an obstacle 6 perception test,
Awesome.
which is a great chance to get a difficult or challenging perception test. You just have to succeed, that's all.
That's all with 3 dice. Why
Easy.
not?
Read line 3. Read line 3.
ARZX5H.
8675309.
The orc has it.
Ooh, okay. 2 5s and a 6.
We're halfway there.
Really good roll.
Yeah, really. I mean, yeah, 2 5s and a 6.
I believe you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use a feint point and open that 6 up.
Okay.
I got 4.
Okay, so that's 4 out of 6. Only Persona's gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a persona.
How many do you have?
I'm down to 1 persona if I use this one.
This is right down to the wire.
Yeah. So how many am I rolling?
It would be 1 more.
1 more.
Yeah. And hope that it's a 6 that you can open.
It's not.
Uh,
It's not.
well, you know, elves can sort of see in the dark too. Kinda. A little bit.
I mean, I've been traveling with them for a month and a half. So,
He manages to not walk into trees in the middle of the night. On the other hand, he tends to not walk at night either.
and we usually have a campfire going. You know, you can't drive during the daytime. What the heck am I thinking?
I'm going to do a lot better than him. Driving at night. I assume.
Yeah.
Earth is not
This-
something
this
I
is-
want to risk
this-
my wagon
this-
on.
Reeks of genius.
Okay, so we're gonna wait for goblins to ambush us.
Perhaps you guys could settle this in a contested, a versus social test of some type.
Ah, yes.
I'm not gonna do it. It's my
We
friend.
should bunk down
Doesn't-
and hide.
Okay, so is this a, are you forcefully stating this? Are you trying to be conciliatory?
I've been at this a long time. I can camouflage the wagon. Cover the tracks. We get off the trail. It'll be fine for the night.
Okay. Versus your position.
We should keep moving. I can try driving that damn contraption, but I'm more likely to be able to guide somebody that can drive it. Because otherwise, we're going to have to hide the wagon, unlatch Flapjack and Biscuit, keep them with us, and us hide in another location. Because those two are so much easier to find than some camouflaged wagon.
Okay. So...
I say we keep moving. Because
okay.
we don't have enough time to unhitch them, camouflage, us get away, try to come back to the cart in daylight. We should just go.
It sounds like an ugly truth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're abstaining. It's basically these two versus each other. So this is a versus test. Sounds like you're rolling perception, or I'm sorry, you're rolling persuasion or will if you don't have persuasion.
I do have persuasion.
You're rolling ugly truth,
Which I don't have.
so you roll the stat for it. And I'm curious because my Gold Book edition says that ugly truth is rooted in perception, but it's a dueling skill, I think. What does your guys' Gold Book say?
I forgot my Gold Book. I don't have mine.
Oh no.
Oh no.
However, it being rooted in perception, I'm pretty sure is true of most books.
Is perception.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Because it is less that you are persuasively stating a fact and more that you are just stating a fact.
And that you know the fact.
Yeah.
In its ugly form.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
That's what you rolled?
2.
2 on your perception.
2 on my perception. I have 3 dice. I have 2 successes.
Okay.
I have 1 on persuasion.
So 1 versus a 1.5. Did you say 3 successes on your stat? 2 successes. Okay, so do either of you have a call on traits?
I mean, I know how to be inconspicuous. It's one of my skills.
But so the two of you are kind of at a stalemate in this argument.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So unless one of you is going to just throw your hands up in frustration and say, forget it, you're still at an impasse for what you're going to do in order to stay safe while finding Crag.
Maybe my die tray comes in. I have 6th sense. So, like, it's not near. I guess life threat is not near, but it would give me a... We're making a life or death decision here, right? Right. I don't think that would apply.
It is good to know that you have this, because I did not know that. But you are not getting a twinge in your head. But maybe that tells you something too.
We're fine here. I don't want to risk the animals overnight.
Maybe I should pitch him. The obstacle is so low.
The animals are typically more scared of us than we are them.
You want to come in as a tiebreaker?
Except for goblins, who are not scared of us.
The goblins won't find us if I drive us to safety. Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay. Do you have persuasion as a skill?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you have the persuasion to convince me you can drive my cart at night?
Well,
That is a separate argument, I think.
Really? If I made a driving test, I don't have driving. And wagon wise, I don't have nothing. Because I'm used to footing it. But I'm maybe the only one that...
You can spend fate to reroll a die?
If the sixes are already open, then you can reroll a traitor.
Interesting.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Damn it, Crag, you're becoming a real mosquito bite in the back of my head.
you're down to persona.
Which I don't have.
Did you perhaps come up with 0 successes?
I got 2.
You got 2. So what's the problem? If you're helping one of them or the other, that is enough.
I guess I am, in a way, helping Pocket, because she wants to get out of here. And I want to get out of here. I'm just, making us entrust our safety to me.
Okay, so the two of them, you can't talk any sense into either of them, and they seem to be, just hell-bent on what you're pretty sure is a bad idea, but they're not going to leave you alone about it.
So, Leone will make the concession. Fine. We will leave this infernal place tonight. You're going to have to leave me, but by no chance in hell is she driving the wagon.
We can walk.
Okay, so it looks like we're making a driving test now,
Yes,
and you're helping
she is.
with orienteering, I guess.
Yeah, I've got orienteering.
That's fine. Or if you want to help with a different skill, that's fine. Let me get you the test.
Can I make this inconspicuously?
You can fork an inconspicuous. This would be stealthy.
Done.
So stealthy, inconspicuous is what, when you're in a crowd and trying to not get
You're right.
noticed.
Yeah.
May I raise a point? Shouldn't Pocket be finding Crag?
I'm sorry, my main priority right now is you guys.
Aw. I'm more important than Crag.
At this point, you're a lot less trouble.
I try to be.
So, in addition to any help that you get from them, you also get your +1 die from your 2 mules in your cart. But this is an obstacle 4.
Ooh.
Nearby, countryside at night. If you're trying to be urgent, then it will go up higher. But if you're just trying to get there safely, it stays at an obstacle 4.
Trying to get there safely. There's no one chasing us yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you orienteering?
I am going to try to direct you as you drive.
Okay.
So she is going to help you. I think the way this works is that she offers you a helper die.
Yeah.
Would 2 helpers both using orienteering be too much?
I think that would be fine, because you would both be walking in front of the wagon, and one of
basically,
you...
she's to the left of it in front, I'm to the right of it in front. I'm like, hey, there's a tree right here, don't run into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with grabbing the bridle of Biscuit or Flapjack and literally leaving them.
Okay. I mean, 2 helpers is fine if you are willing to accept 2 helpers.
Sure.
One more die.
And we're looking for OB4, yeah?
Yep.
And believe me, Crag's gonna be able to see us a lot easier than you're gonna see him.
Well, we have a solid 2. And no 6s.
Happy day.
Okay. So you successfully guide them, the 2 of you successfully guide the wagon and the mules safely to the edge of the woods. What are you doing right now?
We're at the edge.
You're at the edge, or wherever you wanted to go. Where did you want to go? Because I thought you were just going back another mile or to the edge of the woods.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought to the edge of the woods was
Dropping those 2 off and going back for Crag.
Okay. So you have them dropped off.
Do not light a fire.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Making sure.
So you two are gonna try and like make a shelter for the night, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So you come around the wagon and you can see eyes, 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 eyes.
Hey, guys.
Eyes.
Quick question.
Eyes,
Yes.
Do you by any chance have any weapons? And how fast do you think those mules can go?
Any questions?
Faster in the morning.
So it is a
test?
covered wagon.
So you're saying that's an observation test?
I'm saying that you're on the wrong side of the wagon to see them.
Oh, Elf. Do you see what I see?
If I lean around the side and look back.
We've got company. And it's not Crag.
Jump on.
You jump on, you go, I'm covering her flank.
Okay. Yeah.
So the two of you
Yeah.
are just
Look, she
making
said
beeline out.
there's goblins behind us and to go.
Okay, so you're going.
She told me go.
What are you doing?
I'm going to try to talk to them and say, they're mine.
You're gonna talk
Okay.
to the. Yeah. Well, that's goodbye.
Okay,
Goodbye.
all right.
Good night.
Is the...
Let's do the fun one first.
Awesome.
Okay,
Okay.
so how do you want to present yourself to them? Do you want to just like
I'm going to be sensible at first.
jump scare them? Do you want to walk up
Oh,
with your
no.
hands up? Like-
Hands up, because they obviously see us. They obviously see the cart. Maybe not exactly who's in the cart, because it is a covered cart.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say they're mine.
Okay, so you're gonna make sure that they see you and that you're gonna make sure that they know that you see them.
Right.
Okay, so you're making it clear
I
that
see
you're
you see me.
approaching for a parlay.
Obviously, I'm not human,
Okay,
and those pink squishy things are mine. That's my property.
okay, so you approach them. There look to be about 20 of them.
20 is better than a couple hundred.
So one of them steps forward and basically is like, what are you doing here? And like, are you with those humans?
I own those humans. Those are my honor gift.
Falsehood.
I don't have falsehood. Oh boy.
The thing is, you guys really like to lie, but you're really bad at it.
Oh yeah.
And you don't-
100%. 100%.
Yet to lie.
I mean, what do I roll? And
Will.
Will.
Yep. And
Great.
so your obstacle is either a 6 or an 8.
Big dice, yes.
Yeah, now you might be able to fork something in.
I mean, I'm not intimidating at this point because
Okay.
I'm trying to be civil. If I have to get there, I will go there. At this point, all I can say is I roll 3 dice
Okay.
because I've got literally nothing else. I got a 6.
A single 6.
A single 6.
Okay.
I'm not even going to open it
Yep.
because you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, I am responsible for them, but I don't own them.
Why are you lying to us?
Because those are mine.
We know. I don't believe you. I'm not one of your kind, but you're not either. There's no way that a half-breed can own anything.
Oh, you had to go there.
So Pocket's just been called on a lie with a very ugly truth.
Which I'm so excited for.
You are indeed. Okay. So, what is your response? Or is this when Crag makes his dramatic entrance?
Okay, listen here, half pint. My relationship with those two humans is none of your concern.
Do we want to take a second?
Are you wanting to enter a duel of wits?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Because you know what? He instantly just ticked Pocket off.
All right. State your position. What is the thing that you are trying to prove or position you are trying to convince them of?
That those humans are none of his concern, and if he wants to have a decent conversation, we can have one.
Who are these guys? Are they on the road? Randos?
They're goblins. They're goblins from the forest.
20 or so goblins. But yeah, you don't know.
We can take
Well,
it out.
some goblins have followed, yeah. Okay.
Get it over with. Keep the crackling over with.
Okay. So,
Good job.
their position is everything that's not blue is a threat. And if you're siding with them, you're one of them. And so, then we assemble our body of argument. Okay, so the two of you are probably in a similar boat in that neither of you were on your high school debate team. Possibly.
Nope.
Unless... Nope, conspicuous is not a
Found
dueling...
Archibald von Muselstein III.
Alright, so
Victorian.
basically, if you're in that situation, roll your will as if it were a skill, so take half of your successes, round it down, and add that back into your will. So, hypothetically, if your will was 3, roll 3d6, take half of your successes, and add it to 3.
Four.
Okay, write that down. And that's basically your hit points in this Duel of Wits.
Do we have a dual wood sheet? I can run and make some.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be pretty quick. I mean, with 4 hit points and 6 hit points, it's going to be quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2 people that don't know how to talk, really. Granted, it's a crowd of 1 versus 20, but still.
Well, yeah, because the goblins going, and we don't like you, and the other 18 are going, yeah!
I'm not going to let more than 2 of them help. But that's still 2 more. You just pick your 3 actions, your volley 1, 2, and 3. Volley 1, action 1.
Rebuttal.
Point. Okay, my point is, oh jeez, I should probably think this out. You're a fucking liar. And then you have 2 goblins on his side are like, yeah!
Rebuttal. I was trying to mitigate any kind of physical altercation and just give the simplest answer. Technically,
Okay.
I am responsible for them.
Okay, so split your pool for offense and defense.
Okay. My pool being what?
So since you don't have any dueling skills, you're rolling your straight will. So when you do a rebuttal, you're splitting all of your dice into your point and your defense, basically.
Okay.
And I wish NPCs had Artha, but they don't. So,
Which one do you want first, offense or defense?
let's take defense.
Okay. No successes.
Okay? What's your offense?
Success.
Okay, for 1.
1.
Okay, so we'll carry that, because basically that's half of a success for a skill. So we will carry that to the next volley in case you have another success there. So I have 5 successes on will, which counts as 2 successes. So your body of argument is reduced by 2. Okay.
Next
I was
one.
afraid you would have been one shot.
I would need trained debaters to be able to one-shot. So now we go on to volley 2.
Okay, faint.
Point. Ooh, what's that do? I think your feint doesn't work against a point. Unless somebody else wants to interpret that differently.
Does
I'm
it
used to
point?
staring at the very...
Starting there is feint.
Whoa.
Sorry.
It's okay, I got it. But does it point do anything against the frame? Or do they cancel out?
Yeah, I think the feint just doesn't...
Yeah, the way I read that is you're trying to lead him into a trap, and he's basically ignoring it and saying his point is... See, what was your rebuttal that you were just trying to...
I was trying to be civil about this, and pretty much this interaction has nothing to do with the humans.
You're just trying to lead us into yet another trap with the humans, is his point. And that's probably going to do it.
Yeah!
Okay, so that's 6 successes, so that's a 3 skill, so that takes you back down. And this is an uncontested defeat of a duel of wits. But you got some tests.
Yeah.
Right here.
Test in will?
Yep. Okay. So
Okay.
at this point, he believes that you have betrayed all of goblinkind.
Awesome. Just one test.
Yep.
I've been testing a lot.
You might even get a chance to raise it if you don't want open skills, or you could do both
How much do you need to raise it?
3.
of the right kinds of tests. Yeah, that's the hard one. Okay, so with that coming to a close,
Where are the rules for pursuit?
Question about your wagon. Is the rear of the cart accessible from the front seat? Like if I wanted to crawl to the back from the bench, could I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
why don't we come back to this in a second? So you guys, you want to just... Okay, go ahead and make a drive test.
Can I assist him by pointing out where all the rocks are?
Yeah, what skill are you using?
His night vision.
Either orienteering or, I guess in this case, observation?
Observation will work.
Yeah, take one die.
Two successes.
Okay, you are able to make a beeline over the open field.
We're out in the field now? Okay.
Well, you are at the edge of the woods. Now you're in the grasslands between the woods and the city. So you are making a beeline in the dark, going generally east.
He has to reload his pencil. I understand.
So, how does Pocket want to deal with this? Are you going to take it physical? Are you going to leave? What are you going to do? Are you going to bring up Crag?
You know what? I don't know where Crag is. There's no telling where the heck Crag is.
Where does Crag want to be right now?
Craig would be.
So Crag ran off after the hunters, the goblin hunters, from at the end of last session.
Did I?
Meaning the hunters that you saw at the end of last session, at the beginning of this session to explain where Crag was, Crag chased a threat off.
Did I catch that threat?
Do you want to have caught that threat?
Sure.
Make a speed test. Oh my.
Well, now we know why these 20 goblins are after us.
Did you get 2 or higher?
I got 2, but and one's a 6, so I'm not opening it.
So, of the 8 goblins, you've caught 3 of them. What did you do with them?
Squish them.
You killed those 3 goblins. Okay. Alright. So, now that that's resolved, where are you right now?
Wherever that stopped at, so I have no idea. Somewhere in the woods?
Okay, because it's been a few hours since then. Because since you chased them off,
Mm-hmm.
Pocket went around to the other side of the ravine that the goblin tribe had camped in, and Leone and Aerith had decided that remaining in the place where a known threat had found you was a bad idea. So they ditched Pocket and left her a note in the dirt on paper, but it was still paper in the dirt, so you left her a note in the dirt.
And literally, a note in the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
She would have made it.
Pocket caught up with them later by the grace of her good tracking.
Not knowing you weren't with them.
I will head towards my last known location of the cart.
Okay.
Taking my time.
Okay, you take your time. You find... You're pretty sure the spot, but all the tracks don't seem to really go anywhere. It's almost like someone kind of covered them up. And if you want to know where the cart went, you're going to have to make a tracking test.
I can make a tracking test. Sure, I can make a tracking test. What's that under? Perception?
It is under perception. So, if you're rolling straight perception, you need 4 successes, because
Nope.
that's a roll to 2. Alright.
I got 2 6s, so 1.
Okay, so the effect of that is Crag is not going to be there in time. Okay? So Crag is not stumbling out of the woods right at this opportune moment. So, that's back to Thessel. How does Thessel want to deal with being called a traitor?
Do I want to be reactive? There's 20 of them.
There's 20 of them.
F this shit, I'm out. I'm running.
Okay.
There are 20 of these guys.
Yeah.
I'm not dumb.
Okay.
I'm not dumb. If it comes to fighting, so be it.
Okay.
The only thing I can hope for is that my long legs outpaces them.
Okay. They seem to be letting you go.
Because that's not sus.
Happy day. Okay, so you can catch up with the wagon. So now that the 3 of you are reunited, but without Crag, what are you liking to do right now?
I'm sitting at the spot where the wagon was. I'm
Was
just
they
sitting
chasing you?
No,
I'm
they're
just
not.
sitting there. By defiance and all.
So should we,
We should. They're not chasing. We should find somewhere to camp for the night. I'm beat.
yeah, it's kind of late.
Can we camp here. Is this safe enough for you?
Can I still see where I just ran from?
If you want, you can be like a mile or two away from the woods. So, I mean, yes, because you can see where the woods begin, but it's difficult for you to pick out exactly where you were along the beginning of the
Right.
woods.
Okay. Let's find some cover. If we camp, and I stay up all night long as lookout, you guys get to have the fun stuff during the daylight.
Boy. You know,
Picking through the woods, avoiding goblin camps, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Not
like we're
talking
gonna
to
get
them.
rain tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll take the liberator hours. You can take the trader hours.
I am a traitor.
Will you accept the perception test to predict the weather?
Yeah.
Approximate location and time are obstacle 4. So I got 5 successes.
Okay.
So sometime tonight there'll probably be rain,
Okay.
which I'm thinking will make it harder for goblins to find us, even if we have a camp.
Okay.
They probably know exactly where we are.
It's also pretty miserable for anyone that's not in the cover of the wagon.
That's fine. Where there's a wagon, there's a way.
Okay. So, a human, a half-orc, half-hobgoblin, and an elf spend the night alone in a wagon.
Mm.
Is Crag spending the night sitting in the same spot in the rain?
No. I mean, I'll find some kind of outcropping of something to take
Okay.
some shelter in.
Okay. That's peachy.
Make sure my tracks are covered, right? Because the mud's just gonna wash it away anyway, so whatever.
You know, Pocket, did they mention they killed Crag or anything?
They did not. Of course, I didn't ask.
Just curious.
Okay. So, you're staying up all night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so morning comes. I'm sure Crag is munching on his turkey leg
And pickle.
and pickle.
Where is he finding?
And
Maybe they're really goblin legs.
Oh.
if Pocket is going to do anything today, she's at +1 obstacle in the morning and +2 obstacle in the afternoon and evening. Yes.
May I brew their coffee?
You may brew her coffee.
You need a test for that?
Yeah. So your obstacle is going to be double her obstacle if you're trying to mitigate the effects. So it's either an obstacle 2 or an obstacle 4 if you're trying to mitigate +1 or +2 obstacle.
Let's try to mitigate the +1.
Alright.
Yes. Is that enough to negate the +1?
It is indeed. So if you want to drink that coffee, you're fine for the morning and at +1 obstacle for the afternoon and evening.
I mean, I wasn't a fan the first time around.
Dire circumstances.
I'll give it another chance. I'll give it another
Doing
chance.
a hold for the nose and just
Pocket has decided she's not too keen on the taste of coffee.
extra
Can I
sugar.
invent espresso?
Sure. You can try
At a later date.
at a later date.
Yeah.
Routine test for cooking.
Okay. So it's morning.
So I'm just half
What's Crag doing?
irritated and eye twitching.
Oh, how's coffee? Uninterrupted. Look out. Do I see anything?
You see forest. See dirt.
Maybe roll a log a little closer so I can prop my legs up on them. Lean
Okay.
back.
Okay. Right on.
Have a little bite to eat.
Okay. You continue eating.
Yeah.
All right. That's what Crag's doing. What's everyone else doing?
Alright, we need to have a discussion what we're gonna do. Are we gonna go back into the woods at a different location, try to find humans? Am I gonna go back in and try to find Crag's maggot-infested dead body? Or,
I'm not going near that goblin camp.
Yes,
We should go find humans elsewhere.
Let's find humans elsewhere.
yes, we are going to go find humans elsewhere. The question is, do I take a couple hours
If you
and
want to.
try to find Crag?
I
Because-
believe that if Crag, there's a sliver of chance that Crag is still alive, we should endeavor to try and rescue him. So, we can take a little detour hunting for humans to find Crag's body.
Really, if those goblins decided to be less civil last night, we would probably die.
I don't think we're rescuing Crag. I think if anything, she's just finding Crag. Alive or dead.
So yes,
Okay,
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, if Crag's dead, that shield is staying with him. I am not dragging that back to the wagon.
I wouldn't expect you to bring it back.
Good.
This is a one-handed shield.
I'll do it since no one else is.
I would say then that I would spend the morning under the cover of the wagon.
All right. Are you doing anything under the cover of the wagon, or just spending it there?
You can also have coffee. It won't do anything for you, but
Tastes nice.
Practice some accounting, but otherwise no.
Okay. Practicing accounting.
If
Alright, I'm stealthing back
she's
in.
going off on her own to go towards the goblins,
I'm gonna go back to where we last saw Crag and try to track him from there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm only spending a couple hours doing this. I'm not leaving the humans alone for long. Squishy things, human and pointy ears. And if I don't find him, I'm going back.
What test would you like to make to find Crag?
I'm orienteering, tracking, and survival.
I think probably orienteering would be the best bet.
Now you want to see my face.
You had the coffee, so
Nope.
0?
0.
Okay. So you do find him, but you get really turned around. Well, first you have trouble finding the point at which the wagon entered the woods. And then you are able to, by memory of certain boulders and trees, you're like, okay, this is the way we went. But it takes you a really long time. You do get turned around in the forest a few times, and by the time you finally get into the very small clearing where the wagon was, the sun is very high in the sky, and you see Crag kind of just feet up on a log, pile of turkey bones next to him, smells like vinegar.
Pickle.
Oh, goody. You're not dead. Thank the gods.
Go ahead.
oh god, he's not dead.
So, how was your night?
Looked just fine. I slept good, relaxed. Just like home.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Except I didn't
Great,
have to
great.
listen to a bunch of people snoring and crying and whimpering and very serene. Yeah, I enjoy it. I could stay here a while.
Great. I'm sure. Come on.
I slowly get up. Can you carry this shield for me? I'm middle eating my lunch at this point.
No, don't engage. Don't engage. Don't engage. I'm walking toward where I think the edge of the forest is.
Okay, so you take him back to the wagon.
I'm just not engaging.
Okay,
Not engaging.
so that will take you back into the afternoon where you're back at +1 obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
What have you guys been doing all morning and into the early afternoon?
Have we seen danger?
Nope.
And we smelled danger.
What does danger smell like?
Goblins and vinegar.
Did you get close enough to smell the goblins? No. You did not.
I would say, I would be keeping an eye out. Otherwise, I don't think I'd leave them until the next day at least.
Okay.
I can get some foraging done.
Okay. So you can forage?
Yes.
Yeah, have that.
Right around the wagon.
Okay.
Don't get lost. Don't go too far. That's 2 foraging.
There you go. That's nice. So it's
Berries and twigs.
Berries and twigs, berries
after
and
you
twigs.
guys have had lunch and are rather enjoying the weather out, and it's sunny in a field, meadow in the summer, flowers and butterflies and all that, when your 2 green friends arrive.
Oh, Leon, look!
Did you say something?
Nope. I didn't say anything.
Is that
Look.
them out there?
Who I found
Yes!
alive, not dead or maimed in any way,
Oh, goodness, he's alive!
Good job.
or Ingram smarter. Anyway,
Alright, maybe don't run off like that, big guy. Kind of causes problems.
You're the one who left. I just killed the things that are coming after you. That's what it's told to do.
oh god.
Yeah, he didn't mention that to you before.
He killed the goblins. It was goblins who killed
This
right? Not a
seems
boar?
like a you problem. I mean,
They came at the squishy one, so they died.
They are diplomatic chances plummet more and more each day.
Yeah. They're
Very.
Unless we ask Crag to write an apology letter.
no, I think we just need to go north
that an
and
elf
find
thing?
some.
Yes.
They apologize with their fists.
I have an apology letter for him. It's the tip of my spear.
Well, that's quite different from a fist. Yes, let's search for humans elsewhere in the woods.
Yes.
Giant letter opener.
As they argue, I start to drive.
Okay, so
Do you want an orienteering assist?
Really? You didn't try to go find
So it
us?
looks like he's going to make you roll.
yeah,
There was no tracks.
since the way that you
Didn't
guys
do a good
found
job
the
of
goblins
that.
the last time was because
No idea
you were
where they
looking
went.
for humans and failed.
Oh. Well, I can try driving.
It was late.
So
It was
Not.
raining.
So
smart enough
again,
not
you
to
get
ride-
your
wander
+1
around the
die
woods
for
at
your
night.
mules and cart.
Yes.
excellent.
It is an obstacle 3 at a minimum, and then it depends how long you're wanting to take on this search.
These humans have been surviving out here for like months. I think we'll get there when we get there.
Now there's also a goblin horde running through the woods.
That does add a sense of urgency.
No, it's just a goblin horde. There ain't nothing to worry about.
So let's make some Let's make some haste.
Some haste.
Can,
So
can you keep an eye out for them? I'm gonna, take a cat
Some
nap in the
haste.
back of the
okay. So
wagon,
that's
try
gonna
not to
be,
bite my tongue off.
that'll be as fast as possible. Since there's
Okay, apparently
plus
not
0,
taking a
we'll
cat
get there
nap.
when we get there. Plus 1 as fast as possible. Plus 2, we gotta be there yesterday. So, in that range of things, a little haste is plus 1 obstacle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
obstacle 4 driving test.
All right. And I get orienteering help.
+1.
Yep. And then the die for your horses, and if Pocket wants to help, and you're willing
1,
to.
2,
Oh no,
3.
Pocket was gonna try to take a
Plus
nap in the back of the
1 for
wagon,
horse.
and now she's trying not to bite her
Plus-
tongue off in the process.
All right, there we go.
That is 4 successes.
That is 4 successes.
That was difficulty 4.
That was difficulty 4.
Nice.
I believe that is a difficult test on 5 dice.
Yes.
Yes.
It takes you actually about 3 weeks of going in and out of the woods and weaving through it in a methodical way of searching. But you do finally see some tracks, human-sized tracks. You can see tracks. What do you want to do with these tracks?
Can we follow them?
You can follow them. That's fine.
Yes.
So you're going to follow them until, let's see, who sees who first? Who would like to make a perception or observation test?
I would love to make both.
Okay.
And by both, I mean just observation.
I assume I would also be making. I would help you. Then
Sure. Is that okay?
Yep.
you get 1 dice.
Okay. Holy shit.
Oh. Well, I'm going to say that you go ahead and see them first. That would have been, at best, an obstacle 2.
Oh. I do need a routine test for observation.
So, you have a routine test. So you see a band of human hunters that are field dressing some boar. And it's before they can hear the wagon. So you see them through the woods maybe 100 yards off.
Do we still have food?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have like an entire fucking deer and boar.
Okay.
2 boars.
Well, it has been, what did I say, 3 weeks?
3 weeks?
And bear in mind, these are 10-day weeks.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So I think we might have gone through half of a boar. We have Crag. We've gone through 1 boar.
If you guys want to make a hunting or foraging test or some other food gathering test along the way,
Hunting.
that's fine.
I've got foraging.
Okay.
I also
Can I help
have
her
an
forage?
affinity for plants.
Okay, so you can take +1 for your die trait. If you want help from the elf, you can take it.
Plus 1 die?
Huh?
Plus 1 die for helping?
Okay.
Helper
I got-
elf.
Help around.
Help her out.
2 successes for hunting.
2 successes for hunting. You're able to find some small game, and yes.
2 6s and a 5.
Okay, you have all of the tastiest berries, lots of purple berries that you know are edible, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, whatever kind of berries you want. Acorns, pine nuts, whatever you want.
Excellent. I like it.
I believe. By the way, there are human hunters up ahead.
And you're able to mainly get small game. You tried hunting larger stuff, but it kept running away, and it was faster than you. But every now and then, you would pass by a tree, and you'd look up and you'd see a bird's nest. And because you're so big and tall, you just reach up and grab the bird before it could fly away. And then you squished it in your hand.
What the?
And then you're like, there's lunch. You did that several times. And every one of those meals was really crunchy.
It's a Crag nugget.
I think we've been traveling long enough to see several of those.
I would cut out. I would. How many of them are there?
How many are there?
4.
There's 4.
I'll call out to them.
Okay. They look up. They immediately they reach for their bows. One of them has a spear.
Oh, there.
So they're
Reins
guarded.
in one hand.
Got my hands up too.
Okay.
I.
They're very guarded, but
I'll stop the cart. Tie up the reins. Walk over. And I'll walk out in front of the donkeys, not all the way over to them. But,
okay. Right. Who are you?
Leon.
Okay, but who, like... I know someone named Leon too, so what kind of Leon are you?
Oh, yes, just a trader. We're looking for any
A trader.
refugees from Soren. A trader
Trader
of goods,
of goods,
generally.
not a traitor.
No. Depends on what side you're on.
Okay. So what do you want?
We're looking for any survivors from Soren.
Well,
Is that
you
where
found
you and
some.
your band are from?
What?
Is that where you and your band are from?
Yeah.
Great. Good day.
Good day.
So, don't be surprised. My friend back there on the cart is an elf.
Okay.
That being said, I would like to speak with whoever is in charge of your merry band and see if we can escort you back to Soren safely.
All of us?
I would hope so.
I mean, the Green's got sword.
Not anymore.
What do you
It
mean
was
not?
liberated.
One moment. Yes, it's held by Viceroy Valthura right now.
I don't know who that is, but you say it's not held by the Greens anymore.
It's the prince's sister.
The prince.
Do I know who the prince was?
Yeah, that's Prince Arnold.
Okay, Prince Arnold's sister.
Arnold?
Yes.
Arnold's not the Prince of Surin.
How long have you been gone from Surin?
How long did the Green? It's been 2 years.
You've missed a lot. Yes, well, Soren is in human control. At least,
Okay. You need to talk to Lady Ishral.
that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Fine. You need to talk to Lady Ishral. Yeah.
Are me and my companions welcome?
Just you and her?
There's a couple more in the back.
Let's see him.
Did you want to warn them about our predicament?
They're pretty ugly. And they're orcs, so...
So here you are. You're trying to tell us that the Greens aren't in control of Surin. You're in control of the Greens. No, wait, that didn't come out right. The Greens are in control of you.
They're really not. Actually, one of them is fairly stupid. The other one... She came from the Sorcerer's Proving Ground, and there's some...
What are you talking about? What's...
A lot has changed.
But what language are you speaking in? Around here, most people speak a Clendon more than Marin.
Then I would have switched to whatever is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're speaking in a Clendon.
Then that's fine. Then I would speak their tongue.
Okay.
Sorry. You pick up a couple of words,
Yeah, pick
remember?
up a couple of words. Yeah.
If you want to make a
Stupid probably was one of them.
if you want to make a perception test to understand it and mark another test towards learning a Clendon,
Sure.
Can I also do that?
sure.
Ooh. Okay. 3
Okay.
successes on 3 dice.
You do recognize the word stupid.
Awesome.
Do I learn the word stupid?
Sure.
3 successes?
What's the yeah? There we go. What's the what's the word that you used to describe the other one?
Female.
One's stupid and one's
touched.
touched. Oh.
Holy shit.
Are you playing Pocket or Jade now? 'Cause flies about.
Don't die.
She's got the touch.
Is that kind of like the clap?
Ow.
Oh, let's see him anyways.
Very well. One moment, please. I'll go back to the wagon and... Alright, guys, they know you're back here. Come on out for now. I'd like to see you two.
We have to play nice and look non-threatening.
Says who?
No, that would be helpful. Please listen to her.
To fulfill the mission,
I'm
the
just gonna look
Viceroy
at him
has
and look
given
hungry.
us.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at him and look hungry.
Okay.
To fulfill the mission the Viceroy has given us, it is imperative that we get the humans here back to Soren. We have
They
to
already
be
judged us. I just step out.
non-threatening.
All this chatter is too much.
Okay.
Stretch.
So you just kind of
What did
like
I
push
do?
past Pocket and you're like,
Just-
just out of my way.
Shield out.
Okay.
Spear in hand.
Okay.
And I just stare at him.
See, he just looks just like one of them.
No, I'm bigger.
Yes!
Hello.
I don't know what...
I'm sure at this point you. Oh, I'm talking to Marin. I don't even know they can't
Yeah.
see Marin. I'm sure at this point you can figure out. One of us maybe slightly less inclined to hurt you.
Okay.
I have no clue what was said. All I know is please ignore my very big, scary-looking friend.
The people who sent me also sent them. The
Okay.
big one listens to the
Nope. Not really.
less big one, usually.
Okay.
Have I improved I've listened to at all?
I do point out the stipulations of the oath and how best to uphold it.
To my
Wagon up to
interpretation.
the hunting grave.
So, how about this? You stay here, and I will go and get someone to talk to you.
That's fine with
Okay.
me. You want to throw your kill in the back of the wagon so we can bring it back easier?
No. You stay here. And we'll go and get someone.
See, otherwise being... Do I think he's going to try to kill us?
Do you want me to make a test for him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We are not here to eat you.
I'm gonna look at the boar they have laying on the ground, and I'm gonna look at him like look hungry.
Who are you looking at when you're looking hungry?
Leon.
Okay. You're not really sure what his motives are, but you're pretty sure he's not going to try and kill you.
Okay.
Or
I'll take
cause
it.
your death deliberately.
Easy enough then. I'll take that.
Okay?
Very well.
So they
We'll be here.
pick up the boars, not even done field dressing them. They just kind of like fold everything up and just start carrying them back. And they disappear. And you're waiting.
Is there big trees around?
Yeah, there are big trees around. You're in a forest.
Like one I can get up in?
You want to climb a tree?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Spear and shield with me.
Okay.
Flank of advantage.
Okay.
I mean, how many humans can you crush under a shield when you come down on them?
If we hear a thud, he's fallen from the tree.
Okay. So you climb a tree
Yep.
with all of your stuff.
I mean, I'm ready for him.
Okay. You are ready for it. How high of a tree do you want to be? Are we talking like a California redwood here? Are we talking
Sure.
about okay?
I mean,
We
enough
don't
for-
have one of those in this forest, but
No,
I'm just
but
trying to get a.
If I'm 20 foot up, I mean, that's a 10-foot drop for me.
Nice good size oak.
Okay.
Go chilling with the nuts.
Don't mind the orchid tree.
I mean,
It's Trark.
10 foot up, I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever I think, I'm not going to kill myself falling and smushing a bunch of people.
I mean, can't possibly suffer any more brain damage.
You'd probably go up a little bit farther because they're so squishy, though.
They are so squishy.
So you'd figure it'd break your fall.
Well, right.
Remember, we're not supposed to kill these humans. We were supposed to lead them back to Soren.
And when they open fire,
It'll be because of you.
that's their problem.
And then it
We will
becomes our problem.
No, it becomes my problem.
Negotiations. Defend ourselves.
Do you actually
These
talk to us, or do you
survivors.
just look at us threateningly?
That's a good question. I'd probably just look at you threateningly.
Yeah.
I have one job.
So, by the way, in the amount of time that it took you to find these humans, it is now into early autumn. So the weather does change accordingly. The wind picks up, the leaves are starting to change. It is cooler, pleasant in the days, but it can start to get rather uncomfortable at nights. And so,
I'm sitting on the back of the wagon, legs dangling
Okay.
off the side
okay,
or back.
so you guys basically have this day of waiting. Is there anything that you want to do while you're waiting?
Cook.
Cook. All right.
I mean, I'm
Gotta
up
eat
here.
Watch.
Is there any big game that comes by? Somewhat.
Do you have any ranged weapons?
I have a spear.
Are you willing to throw it?
For the right game.
Okay. So your choice of hunting, observation, or some similar skill to either see a big enough bird or a juicy enough target on the ground.
The elf does not count.
I got one success.
You got one
Of
success.
hunting.
Is it actual hunting now?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going so well. I'm feeling like we're really bonding and learning to cooperate and not cause problems anymore. I'm really feeling the spirit of the team coming in.
You are where
Speak for
I keep
yourself.
having to tell him not to eat you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So your choices are still largely small game with one success on hunting. But you have your choice of
I need a difficult test. If I don't get nothing, I don't get. I mean,
okay. How many dice did you roll?
2.
2. Okay. So we can say that you weren't able to get anything, but
Okay.
you can get that difficult test. Anyone else for this day?
I'm cooking.
You're cooking.
I'm
All right.
watching him and maybe doing like a quick inventory check of all my little pockets
Okay.
to edit my stuff in.
All right.
2 on cooking. I think that's enough to make dinner.
Yep, that's
Especially
enough to
with
make
adequate supplies.
Right. So you guys are actually having a fire then.
The humans already know where we are.
Yeah.
All right. So you have a fire. That's fine.
Don't know.
I'm helping the humans find us.
Right. Okay. So watch overnight.
Does it get tonight?
It gets to night just fine. It also gets to morning just fine.
Do you think they just ditched us?
It's quite possible.
I think they gathered an army.
How long are we waiting for them?
All day.
How long are we willing to wait for them?
That is a question.
I think it's about time we go find out where they are.
I couldn't understand anything you guys were saying. Did they give us a time period?
No.
Yeah. We're going. Come on. We can track them.
It's been a day. Let's have breakfast.
It's been a day. How far are you going to go hunting for wild boars knowing you have to carry that stuff back?
How many people are in the village?
I'm saying we can go.
They may
Can I
have
just
to
have
go a
my
distance.
breakfast?
Anything good?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to argue breakfast.
Some roots and berries. Some hardtack from my pack.
Jerky.
I'm going to pass on the jerky. I'll go with the rest of it.
Perception tests. All around.
Observation.
You may use observation. No, actually, no, you may not. Observation implies that you're being deliberately looking for it.
Okay.
Did say I was watching.
I used the Artha to open my 6s.
Oh,
Well, I can put a fate point into perception. Can get nothing out of that.
well, you got a fate point into it.
I got a fate point into it. I have 3 on perception.
Closer to gray. There. Okay, so how many do you get?
3.
3? 3? 3?
7.
7.
What do you
That's
want
a lot.
to see?
So you...
What's difficult?
It wasn't so much very difficult, it was just a question as to how soon, how much time. You were going to eventually get a success. It was just a question as to how much lead time that success gives you.
But do we get a test?
No,
This was probably a no-test perception. Yep.
Because there are no consequences. That's okay.
Evil villain.
I got 7. I'm in a tree. I can see everything.
Yeah.
You did get a
point.
7. You are in a tree. The question is, did you say anything about it?
Depends what I see.
You see a column of about 100 soldiers in armor being led by 4 riders on horseback.
They have banners.
They do have a banner.
In Orcish, I will relay that.
Okay.
We got company, like, a
What do
lot.
I hear? In Orcish.
Okay. Do you...
Probably a lot of cursing. Probably taught you the curse words first.
Is Orcish open to you?
No.
No. Okay. You can make
I'm
a
learning it.
You can make a test for that.
Cogular. Are you speaking Cogular Orcish?
Yeah.
Cocked. Yeah.
Oh.
Is this
Oh.
a fate point?
I
Too
mean,
bad that's not a D&D character. Wah wah.
What's the OB? This is going
Let's
to be
see
a
here.
very solid perception test, if passed.
If passed.
If passed.
It's passed.
So that's an obstacle 6 if you do not know Orcish.
Okay. Oh. Let's open up these 6s. Why not, right?
Yeah, that's a challenging perception chest, yeah?
Yeah, but you have to get it. You have to succeed on perception.
So this is how it felt at the end of the last Burning Wheel campaign, where you were just learning perception skills all the time.
Yeah.
You can roll a 6. So
That's my language aptitude right now is 1.
Hmm?
Yep.
I get 2 more.
Oh, the other ones, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, technically it would be 0, but you know, restrictions.
Yep.
Come on! Well, it's perception. I'll re-roll the die.
Did you let Morgan touch your dice?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Well, I have a great test for Orcish.
Persona.
You're out of Persona?
No, I could do another one.
That's perception.
Can you do another one?
You can do up to 3.
Oh.
Do you want
Another one.
Is that 5 in a row?
I'm gonna roll one of the successes just to.
Do you want to try these?
No, I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Is this
These-
another...
Wow.
He rolled
Does
5
this
sixes in a row.
count? Is this a roll for record?
Yes, this is a roll for record.
Okay.
I put it. Yeah, I already.
Oh my
We're
gosh!
done here.
Third
We're
one
done.
in a row.
We're done here.
It's like his 5th one in a row?
We're done.
Pardon me.
It's a lot of ones.
I told you he got the Morgan.
He got 5 6s initially.
I got Captain Morgan.
I mean, this is what happens
All
when the
right.
player that always rolls ones becomes the game master.
Yeah. They go.
The game
somewhere.
master doesn't lose ever. No.
No.
That's player business.
Pass the cooties.
Pastel.
So what do I hear then? Or is it just do I not understand it?
Oh no, you understand.
Oh, okay.
Because I tell you in Marin, a lot of humans in armor heading our way.
I gave a count.
The difference in what you take away from that, it's worded with such alarm that there's a hostile intent conveyed.
That sounds standard for Crag.
And banners.
Hostile intent that humans are coming from Crag. I mean, like, do not.
Stay, boy, stay.
If he fights them, I can't help him.
If he fights them, then we have to, like, disassociate.
Don't.
Like, sorry guys, that was not our rabbit orc.
I sit on my wagon.
I'm also sitting on the wagon. We're hanging out. We're besties.
Okay.
We're as provocative as possible.
Okay.
I might have a couple of acorns ready to go.
Okay. So the column approaches you. You see them. They see you. Nobody waves back to you. Instead, about 30 paces off, the horses stop,
This is getting real tired.
and the soldiers file around.
Question.
Yeah.
Can I just point to Crag in the tree? Like,
I'm sure they see me. I'm
there's an
like
orc
a
up there.
10-foot orc in a tree.
Okay.
Just trying to make sure that they don't think that I'm trying to ambush them, even if Crag might be trying to. If that makes sense.
Just so you know, there's an orc in the tree.
Don't
Just so
you
you know,
guys
there's orc
think
in the
this
tree.
is overkill?
Good morning. You said you were going to get some people, but this is a bit much.
So, you don't see the hunters that you saw yesterday. You see soldiers. Some are more armored than others. Some appear to be like line soldiers from the regiments. Others look very well.
Which ones?
Most of them.
Which regiments?
Ah.
I don't need specifics. If we can get a general, hey, this is the side of this, that these are where these people
So
come
these, your best guess is that this is the remainder of some of the regiments from Surin,
from. Okay.
under the Prince of Surin, while the Prince of Surin still reigned. So,
Okay. So, basically who we thought they were.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then we're all on the same page.
Yes.
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Did Surin, when it was under human control,
Yeah.
was it not aligned necessarily with Wyvil? Like, did it have a completely different ruler?
It was a different city-state with its own prince.
Okay.
If that does that answer your
That's
question?
just a question.
Okay.
Yeah, that would, yeah. I would probably know that too. Yeah,
You would know that.
okay.
That would be common knowledge for us.
We just took it over for a different city state.
We didn't do any taking over of anything.
It's so true, actually.
Choose your words carefully, Elf.
I'm letting you do the talking.
This is just life advice, not just for this.
The only words coming out of my mouth are going to you.
So one horse walks forward. There's a woman rides it. She's wearing a steel breastplate, and she's got riding trousers tucked into boots in her stirrups. You see an axe in a belt loop at her side, and you see she has a bow out. She doesn't have an arrow knocked to it. She has her hair tied back. She has a kind of a sour, suspicious look on her face. I am Lady Ishral. Why have you brought these greenskins before us?
What?
She's speaking in Eclendon.
What's she saying? Can I put my hands down now?
No. Do I hear her? Yes, go ahead. Good morning. We were sent by members of Yvel.
What does Wyvil want?
Wyvil currently occupies Surin and has sent us to find any survivors of the several battles of Surin over the years, and
Well, here you found some. So, who did you say sent you?
yes. To be specific, this was the Viceroy Valthuria, who is the sister of Prince. Oh, I forgot.
This would be common knowledge to you. It's
Yeah.
like knowing who the president is.
Prince
Arnold.
Arnold. Yeah.
And you're saying Prince Arnold controls Surin right now.
Prince Arnold was not in Surin when we were, however. When our business brought us to Surin, his sister did preside, yes. I do not speak to I do not pretend to know what their motivations are. I only know that they sent us to find other survivors of Surin.
I understand. And she turns away. So she turns her horse away, and walks her horse back to the other 3 riders, and they're talking to each other. If you want to hear them, then we can make a test for that.
I would love to roll perception on that.
All right.
I mean, yeah, that's. We're just sitting here. We're just sitting here.
What do my elf ears hear? Ooh, that's a 4.
Okay. You could probably hear it. You can probably hear it. 2, you said?
2.
You can catch most of its lips.
I can probably hear it and don't understand a word.
So you'll pick this up much more, but the 4 of them seem to be talking to each other, not exactly as equals, but as if none of them has complete power over any of the other ones. There is a bit of deference, but it seems to be based on age. That said, 3 of them look to be about the same age, of late 20s, maybe early 30s, as humans go. One of them looks younger, in their 20s, and that one is the most deferential. A different rider, one of the men, he's wearing a full suit, but his visor on his helmet is flipped up. He says, "I am Lord Garrick of House Boldran. I will journey to Surin, and I will meet this lady Valthuria. We will see what can be agreed to then."
I am assuming that would be a house of the late Surin city-state.
It remains to be seen if the state itself is late.
Is he approaching us and letting us know this?
He just told you. He didn't get down on his horse.
Well, yeah, but he came towards us from the group, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know of any other groups in the forest? Have you searched at all for... Sir?
We know there is a pack of goblins further to the south. We fought them a few times a few months ago. They moved in recently, but they don't seem to be looking for us. We moved further in to avoid the orc patrols from Sugrin, but they had stopped in the past maybe 2 seasons, so I guess it must be true then that Wyvil holds Surin. There's no other reason for the orc patrols to stop.
The goblins don't seem to really want to fight either. My colleague chased a pack of them down the other day and killed about 8 of them. And about 20 of their kind followed.
This one.
Yes, the one in the tree. Yeah. And then the group of about 20 of them actually chased our wagon across away from their camp, but they didn't pursue us out of the forest.
Well, they've probably moved their camp by now.
My colleague might know more.
I'm sorry, you want me to speak to this greenskin?
Deer in headlights. I don't understand a single word you guys are saying. All I know is you're pointing at me.
I would
I
never
wave.
ask you to speak to her at all. In Marin, Pocket,
Yeah.
what did you see at that goblin camp?
Ravine. They dug in. Stay out of the elements. They were just pretty much trying to survive.
I will relay the information.
In the same wording? Are you trying to conceal anything? Or embellish?
I'm going to basically make the point that it looks like they are just trying to survive in the forest as well at this point.
Indeed.
Well,
you might notice, and you might notice, this guy Garrick is a pretty good-looking guy. Oh, yeah. Even with his helmet on, he's a pretty good-looking guy.
Oh, wow.
So I might hand you all my apples and nudge you to.
Did you poison it?
So, if there's nothing further, we'll be going.
you haven't found any other signs of humans in the forest.
We just have the people that we take care of. I mean, how many are you looking for?
We don't know.
As many as we can get.
We were asked to look for survivors in the woods to the north and south of the main road. We can continue farther west, but if
You won't find any others from Surin in this forest.
that's what I feared.
There are 4,000 people under the protection of House Boldran.
In that case, I would ask permission to travel with your column to the edge of the forest.
The 4,000 people are not going to Surin now. I am going to Surin. Me, my own. I'm not going to trust
Do you
this.
need anyone to accompany you?
I have 4,000 people to accompany me.
You just said they weren't going to Surin.
Are you a wise man?
Not really.
I can tell that. So how about you take your leave, and I will take mine.
Very well.
So, they're going to depart. The soldiers unsurround you. If you are seeking a settlement with which to trade, that could maybe be... You could maybe do that. You could maybe follow them, and we can see if you can convince them to let you follow them back to your settlement. Or you can go back to Sura. Or you can do something else that I have no idea what it's going to be.
I think a potential 4,000 people is a pretty good start.
Right.
Oh, there's 4,000?
Did we get the distinct impression
I have
that
no clue what was just said, but
the-
why?
Lord
Why what?
Garrick did not speak
Give
for
you
the
the
entire
apple
party
to give to
of theirs?
Well,
He didn't seem to like you much.
you can make a
Nobody
Surin-wise
likes you
test.
much.
I would love to make a Surin Wise test.
Nobody
I'll
likes
open
you
it.
much.
Then
This is a new concept to me.
Ooh. 3 perception successes.
3 perception successes. So what 3 perception successes get you on what's effectively an obstacle 6 wise test?
He has Lord in his name, he must be popular.
He must be. Is that
I think that would have already been answered in the deference.
so? I guess to expand a little bit upon that, but still giving you the effect of 3 successes out of the required 6, is that he is both exerting his will over the others while also respecting their opinions.
Okay.
So right on. What do you guys want to do?
I believe we should backtrack to quite near Surin, at least to where we can safely cross the river to the other side.
Yeah, are there bridges west of Surin?
So
Significantly west of Surin, not just like outside of Surin.
river-wise test. Go.
So let's explain to pocket that they would be taking themselves, that they did not need an escort from us?
I'll explain that, yeah.
Yeah, I would have told you that only like a couple of them are going, not all of them.
Okay.
Right now, at least.
I mean, technically
Are you
it's
just
our
rolling
job to make sure they
No.
get there.
Okay. You have for once?
I do. I have one.
Okay, so what one is going to get you is, you know for an absolute fact that there is a bridge in the city of Ivrea. So if you'll pull out your continental map,
We don't have one. We don't have a continental map.
Well, I mean, I think that's a good indication, though.
Yeah,
That
actually.
if I have a I think.
oh, I didn't bring my binder. Oh, shucks. Oh, no,
You
wait.
fool.
Wait. There it is. Ah! It was in a different pocket.
Yes?
You have an entire binder inside you? Stretching.
I mean, I had a binder on before.
Some people call that horse food.
Okay. Ivrea is over here.
Okay. Yep.
So there's
right.
definitely a bridge over the river, at the mouth of the river, at the port city, at the mouth of the river.
Yeah.
You know that for a fact.
Right.
Cold.
Can we keep this?
Yeah.
Kasuran.
Alright, so
So yes, him and his guard are going to be going to Surin on their own.
on their own.
They did not want us accompanying them at all. I think we should head east out of the forest, and then, well, we need to go back to Surin anyway to cross the river south.
Do they give you like a timeline of how soon they were planning on leaving, so we could at least tell the viceroy, hey, expect these
He's
guys.
going
in-"
there. Oh, there he's gone.
Well, they're going back to wherever they came from.
Oh, okay. So he's not going now.
I mean, once you get told, like in real life, once you get told, hey, you're going on a trip, you don't like then
Oh,
immediately
yeah.
leave to the airport. You go back. So he's probably going to go prepare for that trip.
We'll give her a heads up then if he doesn't beat us to it.
I'd be very concerned if they made it back to Sword before we do.
To be
So
fair, they've got horses and we've got a donkey cart.
in other
Why
words,
would you be concerned?
If we left now back to Soren, we should beat them.
Oh,
You assume I'm going to be pushing Flapjack and Visky
They're-
hard.
It took them a little bit to get back with us. So I'm guessing they're
it's because they
will.
decided if they were going to even meet.
Well, yeah, let's get going then.
if you want to,
Yes. Back to Siren.
Do we want to what?
I don't know, see if anybody wants to talk further with us, trade with us.
Are they going? Are they leaving? Or
so the soldiers and the 4 lords and ladies, they're going back the way that they came.
Now, to be fair, we didn't have much to trade with.
yeah, we don't have anything to trade with.
No more meat, no more nothing.
Well, that meat's kind of for us.
I got an orc skull if you
They've
want to
been
trade.
surviving in the wilderness. They're not going to have much in terms of. They're going to need things more than anything.
I
Yeah, but sometimes you
I
can
can
get
let you
additional
trade this orc skull
information.
from this wimpy guy.
I don't think they're going to want any skulls either. That being said,
So do we go back and
I'm
sort
sizing up
Soren,
heads.
wait a few days, see if these guys show up, and then ship out? And if they don't show up in a few days, come back after them, since we know where they are.
I think we just need to tell the Duchess
That's right.
Viceroy where they are. Who knows what'll happen if maybe they're undesirable.
I mean, he looked pretty desirable to me, so.
Yeah. I'm sure his handsomeness, his grace will be fine.
Ick.
He said a word.
What? I ain't blind.
These eyes do see and they do say you're fine.
For a human.
I'm just saying.
Do I think
that
there
might
would
a
be an
human you might make
advantage
sport
to
with.
warning?
Maybe.
I didn't catch
So
that.
that might be the kind of human you make sport with, maybe. I don't know.
It might be. What did Leon say?
Tally. Would I consider it prudent to get back before anyone from this party does to Surin? Considering that they are
You can't get through there.
from Surin and is currently being held by a...
So, if you would like to...
Prince from Yvel.
If you'd like to make a test,
Yes.
we can do that. Okay, so... an appropriate wise, or maybe bureaucracy, or... I'm interested in whichever kind of test that you might want to engage in. For some reason I'm drawn to immersement. Not that I know what it means, but you never know.
Immersement?
Administration, maybe. Administration would be
I would
applicable.
Could I argue for etiquette?
argue for etiquette, if not...
Since we are...
Etiquette would be a good one. Immersement does not apply, because you guys aren't criminals yet. Unless you ask that tribe of goblins.
It's all on who you ask.
It is all in who you ask.
I would say etiquette. I would roll for etiquette then.
Okay.
Do you actually have etiquette?
Nope.
Can I help you?
I mean,
Or open up
personally,
range
if I got kicked out of my home
Awesome to
and then found it from somebody else, does somebody kick them out?
Oh yeah, probably
And then
not
occupied
happy
it?
at all. 4 perception successes.
Yeah, she would probably want to know before some random noble just shows up and says, hey,
Yes,
you're in my seat.
right. We should go. You're very right. Right.
Test for
Hop
etiquette.
on. We don't have anything to trade anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Which means, once again,
All right. This is what you wanted.
to the travel obstacle.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
To the travel obstacle.
Yes. So you can
Kids were sitting in
try.
the back, all the way up and down.
Yes. You could help.
What's the stride of your donkeys?
Like normal. They're normal horses, man. They're normal horses. I don't have my books
horse
with me
speed.
tonight. What's the regular horse stride?
12, I think. So we'll say that these mules are, or donkeys, or whatever the heck they are. We'll say it's 11.
I mean, they're regular horses.
Oh, I thought they were.
They're not.
Oh, they're regular horses.
They're regular
Okay.
pack. It's in the book.
Okay. Then
Um,
stride 12 on page 540. Long limbed.
Yeah. They're
So-
not like thoroughbred riding, like war horses or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. They're very much like more farm-
Riding and work horses.
Work, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So does my stature make my stride bigger?
They would
Probably.
tell you in the.
It says in your shoe.
Massive stature? No.
Oh, massive stature, no.
Doesn't say anything about stride.
Mine starts at 7.
That's the same as mine.
You providing.
Surprisingly.
I can help with orienteering.
I think in terms of balance, if massive stature made your weapon length longer and your stride longer, it would be more than 4 points a character generation, because that would be
2 advantages.
2 advantages in one trait. Back to you guys'
I can help with orienteering.
yet another driving test.
I will help with orienteering.
2 orienteering helps.
You know, the old driving adage, read the map twice, drive once.
And horse help.
I mean, it helps that this is
And
the direction
so-
we just came from.
So I would argue that this is a moderate journey because you've been in the woods for 3 weeks, more than 3 weeks now. On the other hand, you could probably find a path out of the woods and travel over the fields. So it would be 2 for moderate journey, 2 for fields, and if you really want to beat them there, it's a question of whether you want to get there as fast as possible or you got to be there yesterday.
I would say as fast as possible, and if I can fork in road-wise, because I know the road comes from Vidara to Soren.
Sure, yeah.
So we could pick up the road and make it there faster.
Yeah, that works. Okay.
It's very smart, actually.
Plus all your helper dice that you're
Plus-
willing to accept.
What's the help?
The obstacle.
I'm keeping an eye out for
Obst-
certain types out on the road.
The obstacle is 5. What types?
These 1s and 2s. though.
Unsavory types.
Unsavory types. So make sure to also make note when you're using traits to take the story in a different direction or where you're driving it with your beliefs or instincts, because that lets me say, like, on the spot, fate point, on the spot, persona point.
Yes.
Because otherwise, the 2 and 1 at the end of the session is supposed to be like a
Bonus.
just to give you guys some ammunition so we have more of those suspenseful points of like, I've got 5 successes, but I really need a 6th one. If we don't have any Artha, we don't get that suspense
Well, I have 3 successes.
out of the necessary 5.
Yep.
Is that with us helping too?
That's with everyone helping.
I didn't help.
Happy day.
No.
I only got 1 6. I already opened it. I mean, I rolled 5 failures there. This is spicy. We're going to break the axle, yeah? We needed 5 successes and 8. It's difficult.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. I probably told you the wrong number doing incorrect public arithmetic. Obstacle was 5.
Yeah.
And you said you needed...
5 successes.
Yeah.
I got 3.
Yeah, I thought you said 8.
Out of 8.
Out of 8 dice that you rolled.
Yeah.
Got it.
I did not draft with it. Flapjack, no.
Get out of the bog, you stupid donkey.
It's not the donkey's fault.
You talk to the dog, you stupid donkey.
So you get to Surin.
It's not swamp.
You fly as fast as you can. There's
Yeah.
some days there's foam coming out of the mouth of Flapjack and Biscuit.
Biscuit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're pushing them hard, but they're keeping with it. And you get there. You get to Surin. Where do you want to go in Surin?
Straight up to the palace.
Straight up to the Citadel. Okay, so you're admitted all the way in. It's still mostly a wasteland. There are incremental signs of recovery, of rubble being cleared. The pile of cobblestones inside the gate is bigger, but there's less rubble from that laying around. Some more of the buildings are cleared, but only a little bit because, again, it is a comparative skeleton crew.
Yeah.
So, as you pass through the... What's up?
Was it 3 weeks back?
Yes, it was 3 weeks back. Thank you for reminding me. So it is now mid. Whew.
Time flies.
It is now mid-autumn. Yes.
Oh, but the 3 weeks training time?
Yeah,
Or- okay.
you can take training. So things that you can do in a bumpy wagon ride, you can practice during that time. If anyone wanted to try another instruction test, depending on what it is, we can do that. But aside from that, those 3 weeks pass by. You're admitted into the city, you're admitted into the High Quarter, and into the gate for the Citadel grounds. Go ahead and make a basic perception test.
Everyone?
Anyone that wants to.
Is this site involving?
Yeah.
Well, I get a +1 die to see.
True. Could smell
rolled.
something.
You can also hear
I rolled
something.
3 threes.
You rolled 3 threes.
Yeah, I'm distracted by everything else I see.
Miraculous success.
Miraculous success.
I rolled 9 dice. I have 3 successes.
Okay.
I have
Also
three
have 3
successes.
successes.
You have, I'm sorry?
3.
3. And
3.
3. Okay. The 3 of you notice that you've been beaten here. That the stables on the other side of the grounds have 4 more horses in it than you remember. You are so distracted with that handsome face that you're seeing that it doesn't register with you that that's Lord Garrick that you were trying to meet, that you were trying to beat here.
I mean both. Why
Yeah,
not?
well, yeah. So, okay. So, now that you've made that realization, what would you like to do?
Does it look like you just got here?
No. The horse, you can squint, but you can still see it clearly. You can see it clearly without squinting. Those horses are already rubbed down. They're cleaned off from the dust of the road. They've probably been here for a couple days already.
Should we maybe go see the Viceroy?
Right. Yes, I believe that is the best course of action. To the Viceroy.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Maybe the
Huzzah.
humans should bring the pinkies should be the ones leading the way on this.
Yes. I just assume in anything but facing down goblins and orcs,
I mean, with all the humans around, maybe is a good perfect opportunity to show the new people that at least one of us isn't a complete psychopath.
You can walk through town and not murder anyone. Right?
Are they gonna attack you?
I hope not.
Technically, the Viceroy would be your first priority over that.
But they're not walking through town.
That's true.
And I'm this stupid one.
Look, just don't threaten me. He won't kill you. Everything will be fine.
Unless I'm hungry.
Not funny.
No, seriously, probably
Still
isn't
might
off
eat you, though.
the table 100%. Just saying.
You're like, but really.
Really.
You know, if you ate your veggies, you'd be less hungry.
Give him a Snickers.
Poof! I turned into a bunny rabbit.
Sorry, he's not normally like this. We would have never thought. It was just Peter Cottontail hopping through Farmer John's field, and then that came and murdered everyone.
You know, your dice rolling scares me.
Perhaps not for a reason that you would think.
I think it is a secret duel of wits.
Maybe.
Therefore, it scares me.
Okay, so you are admitted into the Citadel, but you are stopped short of the throne room by Dame Edorea.
Who?
Dame Edorea.
Okay.
Wait a sec.
Oh, drunk lady.
You just got here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're not gonna see the Viceroy looking like this. Go get yourself cleaned up. Like, you reek, you're grimy, you've been on the road for 2 months. I think. I don't know what you've been doing for 2 months.
Looking for humans?
Good job.
Thank you.
Very well. We will go.
Yeah, go.
We'll go clean ourselves up.
Maybe you could join the Viceroy for dinner.
That sounds splendid.
Just you two.
That was my next question. On that note, however, would your kitchens possibly have anything up their alley for tonight?
I can make them leftovers.
I don't know what's up their way. They helped, right?
Yes.
So they can eat, just not in the presence of the Viceroy.
I
Room
don't make the
service.
rules around here.
Not surprising.
Thank you. We will. Do we have hot water? No, bad.
You have, in that cottage that's been allocated to you guys, there are wash basins, like tubs that you can get into, but you have to heat the water by the fire.
Okay,
There's
so-
a well.
We have to get our own water, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and clean up before dinner. Then I think that's the prudent measure.
Okay. Right on.
Since no rush anymore.
Yeah.
Are you hungry? Is that the Crag hungry look?
He's in a tub with boiling water. I'm gonna put
I just see an onion drop in.
Yep.
Just pour some more water and a pepper and
Some spices.
Here, let me ladle this upon you.
yeah. I start smelling. Just had some bones and broth. I'm like, hold on. It's getting a little warm.
Let me heat that up for you.
So it's probably going to get a little uncomfortable as the orc is pouring in water that is hotter than comfortable bathing temperature.
Yeah, I'd probably wrap it up and
Yeah.
very well. It's all yours.
That food ain't going to waste. I don't care what's been soaking in.
I motion him back in, like.
All you, my friend.
Small.
It
One
is kind of
leg at a
small for
time.
him.
One leg at a time.
I go sit by the kitchen and I just look at him.
Fair enough. So also bear in mind, orcs do commonly bathe at least 1 to 2 times a week because their skin gets really itchy.
I'll bathe. It's just gonna be. I'll just wait till they leave.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, they're in less of a rush than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let them bathe first, and then he can go ahead and
I want him to
become
worry
a beef
about
broth,
if he's gonna be.
and
eaten
then
or
I
not.
will make my own bath water.
Okay.
Beef broth.
Okay. So you guys get cleaned up and go up to back up to the Citadel and are shown into the dining hall. Is there anything that you two want to be doing this evening?
Probably walk around if I'm permitted. Maybe go through the city a little bit. I don't know what they're gonna.
How
allow
could
me to
this
do.
go wrong?
Oh, I like this idea.
2 orcs walking around the war-torn city alone? No problem.
Is Crag going to be joining Pocket on this tour of the wasteland?
Sure. I've nothing better to do after my bath.
It's 1866. I'm gonna put on my old Confederate uniform and tour the old battlefield. What
Yep.
could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Well, if I was permitted, I had something kind of specific in mind. I would just probably ask one of the sentries or something if I could just kind of do a walkabout.
Okay.
Tally, goddamn.
That sounds like a wonderful reason for a perception persuasion test.
What is she doing?
Don't even have persuasion.
Nudging your arm?
Licking.
Tally. What you doing?
You don't have to, but
Yeah, I'm gonna try to persuade him. It just, what am I, Will?
will. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Why not? Why not? Okay, 2 successes.
Penny.
On will.
Mm-hmm. I have 3 dice, I got 2 successes.
He's giving you this flat look, like you want to look at what you did out there.
Technically, I wasn't here.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Fine. Is there something to do around here?
I don't know. Eat your own babies. What do you greenskins do?
I mean, there's not much meat on those bones.
That is what we do, but
Do you have any orc babies?
No. They all burned.
About face, I'm walking off. I'm about to do something dumb.
And he calls after you like the whole city burned.
Was gonna try to help pick up some of the dead, but alright. Because that was my whole point, was to try to go out there and retrieve a couple of the skeletons to bury them. But you do you.
You didn't say that. You said you wanted to go look around.
So does that mean I can say yes now?
No, that doesn't mean I will say yes now.
Why
It's not a good idea.
Because this
oh
isn't our house.
no, Crag smash.
And it's not his either.
Orc stairs.
Theirs. I point at the castle.
Yes, he works directly for them, and we
And
work
we don't?
indirectly.
Tomatoes.
I mean,
You wanna go? Go.
more like tomatoes, potatoes.
They're all vegetables.
Are they? I'm having this conversation as we're walking off.
Okay.
To somewhere in the town.
No, maybe the stables.
Okay.
Check out the horses.
Okay.
Anything not to be bored and to keep him occupied.
Okay.
I don't need to be occupied. I go sleep. Sit on the couch. That's not a
That
lumpy
works
rock.
too. That works
You're the
too.
one that wanted to leave.
Yes, I'm the one that wanted to leave. You're the one that decided to come with me.
Somehow I don't trust him on his own.
And you don't get into trouble?
I never said that.
So you're gonna go take a nap for the night.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I'll practice my sleeping skill with one eye open.
Okay. Is Pocket going to supervise him sleeping, or does she have something else she wants to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna find something else to do.
Okay. Okay.
And hope against hope that he stays in the cottage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why not?
Why so?
Like, I literally dropped him off at the cottage, made sure he went in, and then kept going.
We're going to dinner.
And yes. So Leon and Aerith present themselves at the banquet hall. You're not announced because you don't have titles, but you're shown in and given seats. So you recognize the Prince Eris Vilthuria. you recognize Lady Covert.
Oh, he's back.
He who?
Oh, never mind. Disregard.
Okay. So Valthuria, Covert, Dame Edorea, and you see another older looking guy, not as old as Edorea, but has a similar demeanor, also is wearing a padded gambeson with a sword belt. I think it's sword belted. Yeah, a short sword at his belt. You also see Garrick there. And they do look up, but they don't stop their conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So on the menu is a roasted fowl, turnips, roasted onions, things of that nature. There's a soup, bread, cheese. It's not the most lavish, but it is better than what you've seen elsewhere. Better than what the soldiers are eating.
Definitely better than the past 3 weeks.
Hey.
Hey.
6 weeks.
6, yeah. So where we are seated, are we within speaking distance of Lady Valthuria?
Yep. You want to say anything to her? Or you want to listen, or?
If there's anything said between Garrick and Valthuria, I would probably listen in. See if I can. Otherwise, I would probably just try to set up something for the morning.
Okay.
You know, if I may call, if I may attend you in the morning.
Okay.
Morning audience, etc.
Before you are speaking directly to her, you get this like knife hand motion in front of you from Edorea. You want to do what now? Like the lines in her face seem to like grow and crack, like the earth is splitting, like she's like giving you this like, what the fuck are you up to?
Edorea was...
Edorea is one of the Knights of the Crown Guard that is personally guarding and attending the Viceroy.
Okay.
Drunk lady.
Yeah.
And she does reek of alcohol as well.
Is she sitting next to me?
Across from.
Closer than Gary?
Closer to you than Gary gets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would say to her, I was hoping to seek an audience with Lady Valthuria, the Viceroy Valthuria, in the morning to tell her of everything that we saw in the woods, to include the retinue that we saw Lord Garrick with. That is all.
That's fine. That's fine.
Cheers.
Eat up.
Yes.
If you want to make as well-traveled as you are, you might not pick up on this particular thing. You may, at your option, make a perception test.
I was gonna say if I could get her liquored up, let's go.
One, and one.
That's a bunch of zeros.
She's a very mysterious and enigmatic older woman that reeks of alcohol. You somehow are intrigued and want to know more.
Ah, yes! I'll spend the evening chatting her up.
Are you attempting to get her drunk?
I don't think that's going to be a hard challenge, per se.
But is it a good decision?
It's probably not a good decision, no. No, it's not.
That's the right decision.
But it may be the right decision. it just may be a morbid curiosity. Like I may just try to.
All right.
I'm gonna
I'll be
do so
I'll be your huckleberry.
as subtly as possible.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be that person to just be like, oh,
You're just gonna keep refilling her glass subtly.
or if I get a refill, cheers.
Okay, sure. This to me sounds like an inconspicuous test. Unless you disagree. Versus, let's see.
Ha! Is that cocked? It's meant to be.
Meant to be. Miraculous success.
Miraculous success.
How many?
3. Open.
Well, that would be an obstacle 1 for you to beat.
I
So-
beat it handily.
You have this significantly older woman more or less at your disposal. How do you want this to go? Do I
Like
sen-
a heat-seeking missile.
do I sense a seduction test going on?
Oh no.
Oh yes.
No, there will be a seduction test going on, yes. It will be made by Lady Adora. And it will be made towards Sir Garrick.
Oh boy.
It's a manipulation test?
That's just what I would be like, him out in the woods. Whoa!
Okay, so
If I had a choice, that's where I'm pointing this. That's where
then
I'm
I'm
pointing
going.
this missile.
Okay, so I can get that you have lowered the obstacle, that she is now more drunk than she was.
Yeah,
So the obstacle that would be based on her will is now lower, but I still am going to need a test that is going to point her,
Tally.
whether it's a persuasion, a something. Maybe you could compose a poem that describes the gallantness of Sir Garrick, Lord Garrick.
Come on.
The gallantness.
Or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Up to you.
Coach.
And is this a, do you by chance have the scheming trait or anything that would, since I didn't anticipate you taking this story in an unforeseen direction, thereby, are you using a trait to do so, in which case I could then say, take a fate point.
I do not have scheming, unfortunately. That being said, I don't think I would do it in a malicious manner.
Okay.
I think that I would try to persuade her that she doesn't like me. We know she doesn't like me.
Okay.
Back up.
Maybe she would be able to get something out of the Lord Garrick tonight. Now that he's been out on the road for so long, I might be able to get something out of him.
So we're not
What his
gonna
plans are here.
Okay. You can make a persuasion test, or some convincing test.
Yeah, I'll probably just use persuasion on this.
Okay.
'Cause
It will-
I'm basically saying, hey,
Before you go,
before you
roll, it's an obstacle 5. This is down from a 6.
that's fine.
Okay. Just keep in context what the complication could be.
He's got 2 dice and a dream.
I have 2 dice and a dream.
There's the title.
Doesn't want it.
Yeah, we're here.
Talked.
No, it was not cocked. It was a 3. Sir, I have 1 success at what will be probably taken as a very bad persuasion check to try to seduce him.
Okay.
To convince someone else to seduce him.
Yeah. So
Basically.
you keep talking to her, and she's like,
And then if you just, give him this drink, he would be all happy and he would want to tell you anything. I think you'd be just putty in your hand.
I think I'm looking at the body right now.
Did you say body?
That works too.
Oh no.
Oh,
I
my
don't
friend,
think-
you are getting
You're
laid.
getting eaten one way or another.
I don't think there's any need for it.
And thereby, she attempts an untrained seduction test upon you, and has 1.5 successes.
Ooh.
Hey, sister.
Sure. You're like, go for it, dude. You haven't had any this whole time.
So she had to die.
Who is she again?
Wingman.
Nerea is the 58-year-old crown knight.
Go,
Yeah.
Goose, go.
Yeah, that's
Cougar.
that's a little clout to it.
I
Go get her.
I am honored, but do you look masculine or feminine?
Androgynous. Either or.
I point over towards Garrick in an attempt to thwart your advance. As in,
So, she gets this disappointed look and burps and leans back in her chair.
We make friends everywhere we go.
we're working on it.
On our way through here, do we see any, not necessarily in where they would have training grounds?
Most of the grounds inside the wall of the Citadel would be fine for training grounds. Parade grounds, training grounds.
I'm gonna venture over there.
Okay.
Just wander. Maybe work. Yeah. Find one of their little dummies.
Yep.
Work with my spear.
Okay.
Spend the night
Destroy
hours
the dummy.
destroying them.
Okay.
That's probably.
Right on. Okay. So you spend the night training. Food is brought to you by servants that are scared of you. They bring you a lot of food. It is nice food. For humans, I guess.
I'll eat.
Okay. It has a lot of flavors that you're not used to.
If I can't handle it, I'll just break a pickle over it.
That works. Okay.
Drown that flavor.
Is there anything else that you're wanting to... I remember one of you said if there's any conversation between Garrick and Vilthuria, you wanted to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The main thing that you catch is that Vilthuria is concerned about House Variadram.
Do I recognize that name?
That was one of the names that you were given when you first saw Vilthuria.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I had Tyradran.
Tyradran was another... Tyravan was another...
Oh, that is a V, yeah. You said this one was a what? It was
Variadran.
Variadran.
There's like
Oh, there it is.
10
Variadran.
houses.
Yep.
Yep. Someone wanted to make a Surin-wise test.
I have
So
that.
we found House Bolderdran and its followers.
I have certain ones. Two successes.
2 successes. So you would know that House Variadran has for many generations held the crown of Surin. And so that Velthuria is concerned about them means that they did not all die. So there is a legitimate claimant to the crown other than Wyvil.
I shall parse this to my acquaintance when there's,
An opportunity.
yeah.
Okay.
Because it seems like something that's of interest to him, because kind of
Yes,
not
indeed.
necessarily scheming, but you've got your finger on things.
In the meantime, I would just be worried about Garrick trying to take over for himself.
Does that seem to be a part of the discussion at all? Is Aerith's
Figuring
plan?
it out.
What you're able to pick up from the conversation is not something that's very direct, like when I'm in charge or anything like that. What you do notice is that periodically, when Lord Garrick is talking to Velthuria, he calls her Your Grace.
Instead of Viceroy.
Or rather, instead of anything else.
I go outside.
Instead of anything else.
It's kind of
Physical body.
acknowledging of it, almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't your grace for the king or queen though?
Sit down.
Or a prince. Or
Okay.
princess.
So he's acknowledging her as...
That's a way of interpreting it.
In terms of what is his retinue here?
So the retinue that you've spotted are just other soldiers.
Dozen two.
12, yeah.
And we saw hundreds in the forest.
Saw about 800.
800.
Yeah.
And about how many guards do we see in the town? Soldiers, etc.
Like have physically seen or have a general gauge of?
General gauge of.
You'd say there's about 1,200 soldiers of Wyvil in Surin.
Okay. So, no worries there. Gotcha.
I'm actually curious if it also comes up whether we hear whether or not Garrick is going to be moving into Surin, or if he's somehow like...
They seem to have made some kind of agreement,
okay.
but it was in a conversation that's not before dinner, so you don't know what the agreement is.
Well, they're not killing each other, so that's a win. Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
This was a spicy dinner.
That's it then, no?
Right, so dinner concludes, and you guys go back to the cottage, I presume.
Yes.
You've been training all night.
So depending on when they get back, I still might be there.
You
I don't know
still
how
might.
long it's been.
You see Crag off in the training yard on your way back to the cottage.
He's not going to cause trouble here. He's fine.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, and you re-enter the cottage, and there's Pocket.
Probably just straightening up, making myself busy.
Good evening.
How was dinner?
Done. I have to go back and take another bath.
See,
Not
okay.
bad.
Yep. Our friend
Yep.
Leon here almost got laid, as
Not
humans would
bad.
put it.
I'm trying not to. Not very.
He has caught a woman's eye.
I caught her alcohol, is what I caught.
Actually, I believe she was catching your alcohol.
Well, I was trying to point her over towards Gary, but no fun there. But not a lot tonight. I I do believe you mentioned something that Garrigan and the forces would be moving in here, but hopefully we'll talk to the Viceroy in the morning. I have
Like, you or us?
Were they present the last time we were in the Viceroy's presence?
Were they present?
Yeah.
When you
No, I would assume that we would all go in the morning.
no.
It would be a private audience, or at least I would hope so. I'm hoping to tell her about anything that we saw with Garrick and his forces, just in case. But
I tell.
as far as I could tell last night, he is accepting of the Wyvil rule down here for the time being. We'll see in the morning. All I know is that I'm still getting paid.
Do I maybe think there's a remote chance that somehow the oath was put upon him? No. On Mr. Goodlooking.
Oh, upon Garrick?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you only saw him that one time. You did see, I'm sorry, you saw him in the courtyard as well.
Yeah. It's just, he seemed to be awfully pliable for being like a nobleman of Surin and serving someone of Wyvil.
She's scooching under the table.
Hi, Tally.
She was over there bugging Jacob, so I was trying to keep her out of the corner, but she's bound and determined.
Just not bother me.
Right, so you don't have any basis. You don't have enough information, but you haven't seen anything to indicate that he has or hasn't.
Okay. I mean, they just told me that, they were kind of chummy, so from what they were telling me,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a possibility.
Okay, I understand. So you can be up in the morning and go see them, or see Velthuria, having, yeah?
Quick question. Messaging in this time. Runners, birds?
If you've trained them.
Would they have them in major, would there be a service you could use?
Come on.
For the birds?
In a normal city, yes.
Mm-hmm.
In one that's been ripped through and depopulated,
Yeah, no.
not so much.
Okay. How did I receive my last letter?
Ryder caught up with you in Serna.
And almost got scared.
Okay. Would I be able to reliably send a rider back to Serna? Or I don't. I, player Ian, don't know the message security and/or etc. of this age. Anyone can read a message.
Anyone can read a message. But you're looking for a secure one.
I'm just looking to send a progress report.
I see.
If I am unable to do so, that's okay. If I am otherwise able to do so, because we're in Sorin right now, it would be a good time.
You could probably use a cipher.
Yes.
So if you want to...
If that's like the normal way of doing things,
Yeah.
then that's fine. That's fine.
Because people read messages.
Yeah.
Um,
What I mean though is if I normally send them via message or in cipher, that's okay.
in cipher is
Yeah.
what you're used to
Mhm.
with the composition test.
Yes. Read write.
Composition.
Composition.
That's a skill.
Fork and
Oh
paper.
no.
Oh, yes.
I forgot about that. I don't have the composition. What is it, perception?
Probably.
Yep.
You're about to tell them their mother is a donkey and their
About to fork and read and write. 3 successes.
On a stat.
Yeah. 1.5.
Hey, that's more than one.
I forgot about composition.
Obstacle 1, write a letter.
Nice.
Obstacle 2, write an essay. Free editorial for a book. However, by enciphering it, it's raised to obstacle 2.
Can I see that?
Oh.
Aha.
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 So you send a letter.
Well, I could think about it real hard and open a 6.
You can also do it carefully.
I can do it carefully. Can I take the night and do it carefully?
You can take the night and do it carefully.
Okay, that gives me a die, correct?
Yeah.
I always forget about that.
Yeah.
Because this is something I can do carefully.
Yes, there's also cryptography. That's a good one. You can train cryptography as well. I'd forgotten about that. Thank you.
You can thank Chip, actually.
I might need to take a look at that. Okay, that is a success. So I'll take that.
Ow.
I need to look at my stats or my skills because I would have known the cryptography prior to this point in the story.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that later, but I got my 2 successes.
You got your 2 successes. Yeah.
So I write a good letter, a decent letter
Right.
at least, and I'll get that to the post in the morning.
Yeah. And unless you're looking for particular tests, we could just say like, and you find a messenger that's willing to take it that way.
Yeah, unless there's like, a special messaging service that we would otherwise use. I don't know if they have branded courier,
Not so much. You would, since the only people in this town are soldiers.
Yeah, it's basically, hey, you're going to Wyville? Yeah, okay. Can you bring this up there? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, figured. Okay, that's all for the night.
Okay. So that's all for the night. In the morning, you guys are up, reasonable hour. You are dressed and fed and presenting yourselves to Valthuria.
What are you doing?
Hedarea gives you a wink as you are admitted in. And
What about?
you'll bow to her.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're shown in to see Valthuria. And she is at one of the tables with the maps. Cover is there. Garrig is also there.
Damn it, Bobby.
But he seems to be finishing a conversation with the two of them, and he thanks them for their time, and he leaves the room. He nods to you. Are you?
Making eyes.
Just wait.
Uh-huh.
You just see a little goblin orc over there going,
Just
You're welcome.
like one of those. See, we are on the people, the human squishy thing side.
So he generally nods to the four of you in acknowledgement, and he has this air about him like he's leaving the city now. And so, with that, Valthuria looks up from the maps. So, what did you want to talk about?
yes, I apologize for not arriving sooner. It appears as though his Lord Garrig made fantastic time on the way from the woods. That being said, this is what we found, and I'll basically say this is what we found. Between the goblins, they were looking pretty rough, and I am not sure how much Garrig has spoken to you on his numbers or strength, but he showed up at least in the column of 100 and said he had about 4,000 people behind him in the woods.
He said the same. What do you think of these goblins?
I think that they did not kill me. That being said, my companion seems to think that they're just trying to survive at this point, but they are here.
May I raise a question, Your Grace?
Speak.
Are we interested in negotiations with the goblins, or are they to be perceived as more of a nuisance?
Begging your pardon, but what could be negotiated?
Well, from what I understand, within the Sorcerer's Proving Grounds up north, there were human and goblin relations.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if that was an interest down here.
Certainly nothing like that.
Not the, the intimate part, but rebuilding society together.
What are all the options? Lady Elf.
Well, regarding the goblins?
Regarding the goblins, we ignore
could.
them, we destroy them, we run them off, we attempt some kind of peaceful dialogue where they stay over there and we stay over here. Or we try to welcome them, is what I think you're saying.
We could
They can't be.
invite a small population to live in some sort of slums within or near the city. So they have the resources to build relations with humans, but are not here in a dangerous number, if that makes sense.
That makes sense, but what would they bring? What is the benefit to Wyvil to having them here in Surin?
Well,
Bog
as I recall, our mission was to repopulate Surin. And working hands would be working hands. Now,
And how many did you say there were?
did you elaborate?
A couple hundred.
A couple hundred. Far less than what Lord Garrick promised.
And these were not a couple hundred fighting, correct? This was a couple hundred of workers.
I mean, of course they had fighters, but they were just trying to scratch out a living where they ended up. I mean, goblins are industrious. I mean, they farm, they make shoes, they tan, they build. I mean, there's not a whole lot of differences between goblins and
My kind.
I don't know about that.
pink and squishies. They make clothes, they cook, clean.
They make duels of wits.
Sure, yes.
Okay, do we have two sides to this duel of wits, or do we have three?
I believe that Pocket's supporting me, actually.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying.
talking about Leon and Crag. If they have a position in this duel of wits, either way.
So, question, with my background, how does Craig actually feel about goblins in this society? Because I really don't.
Would have been a workforce.
So, to the orc view of the world, there's a natural order of things where orcs are at the top. That's all anyone needs to understand. Orcs are at the top.
I'll literally go, well, they can do what she says. Maybe.
Okay, so...
Not real confident in any of it, like they're beneath me, right?
Yep.
I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm not going to be the one to kill them.
They could have killed us. They could have chased us. They did neither of those things. They let us go.
And these are all fine things to be considering when you're considering what your position is right before you roll your body of argument.
Yes.
Would you like me to take over negotiations?
Go right ahead. I did the last one, you can do this one.
Given I have a powerful 3 persuasion, which is more than what she has.
So you state your position. Valteria's position is, I'm skeptical that goblins can be trusted at all.
I believe that we should give people a chance if we are to expect them to change.
Okay, and then you roll your body of argument.
So how do I do that?
So you pick one of your dueling skills,
Okay.
you roll it, you add the successes to your will.
Miraculous.
Yes.
And then you pick your volley 1, 2, and 3 actions.
Okay.
Alright, so are you prepared?
I think I am for my first duel of wits.
Okay. Volley 1. Your action?
Obfuscate.
Obfuscate! Yes! Obfuscate is tested versus everything, including itself.
Awesome. What do we have? Everything.
Don't
that's
worry
a
about
great
this. You
roll
don't worry
for a
about
skill
this.
that I don't have.
That's a great roll for a skill I do have.
Okay. Honestly, the idea of you bringing goblins in here, after everything they done, goblins ran this city. They took slaves. They did horrible things to people, and you want to just throw the gates open again?
You know, you're throwing so much blame on the goblins, but in my observation, they're always the slave class among orcs. Really, did they have a choice?
So
So I have 1 success on a skill.
I have 1.5 successes.
Oh!
I think it's a draw, and we
I think it's a
both
draw.
basically just lose the action. Volley 2.
Point.
Rebuttal.
No!
Yes.
All right. Let's see here.
What skills do I have that can help with this? Not instruction. Not cooking.
Strategy.
I don't have strategy.
Do you have persuasion or
I do have persuasion. I also have falsehood.
either one can be used to make a point?
I have brawling.
That can probably be used to make a point.
I'm not. I was joking.
I would argue that.
Argue what?
I would argue that in a duel of wits, if you're making a point, you could use brawling to punch someone. Maybe obfuscate?
So this reminds me of the murder most foul clause that, or the vengeful trait that you can lose a duel of wits and get a bonus thereafter. In this case where you don't have those traits, you can exit the duel of wits, in this case violently. You may win the fist fight, but you've kind of lost the argument.
True.
By implication.
True.
Depending on your culture, though.
Depending on your culture. So let's see. Goblins are always the slave class.
Well, I mean, he makes the point first.
They
make their point
That's
first.
right.
Yes. You did send us out to recruit, more helping hands to populate the city, farmers and villagers. You didn't specify they had to be human.
I'm specifying now. There's my rebuttal with 1 success.
I got 2.
Okay, so you take
Yeah.
1 point off my body of argument.
If I win this, I'm gonna be surprised.
But here comes the
But
bite.
here comes the attack.
Human hands. With 1 success.
Does that take off my body of argument?
Yes. Volley 3.
Rebuttal.
Avoid.
Oh! What's the interaction here?
So avoid versus rebuttal.
Nothing.
Nothing versus rebuttal. So void topic. Successes are subtracted to the opponent's point, obfuscate, or insight successes. Yeah, nothing happens. Round 2. Woohoo! High adventure. Arguing about the fate of goblins.
It's a belief.
Is it?
I shall prove to my kin that all people are worthy of respect.
Okay.
Now, she's not my kin, but close enough.
Sounds very un-elf-like of you, calling a human close to an elf.
So is traveling with a hobo and 2 orcs.
Look. Wait, hold on, hobo? Excuse me? I mean, to be fair, I don't have a house.
Doesn't that you're like legally speaking a hobo?
There's a difference between...
Is your cart an RV?
I mean, would that make it more of a trailer trash because it's kind of being pulled like a trailer?
You trailer trash!
I got a single wide.
This is good.
I don't know. I've been in some trailers that are better than houses.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some nice trailers.
I've seen some too that are as expensive as houses too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
I'm ready. Point.
Insight.
Oh! How did that interact?
Let's see. Insight versus
Point.
point is standard. So you make your point and I make a standard test. We both make our tests independently. I take the loss on your on the body of argument according to your successes, but if I'm able to incite you, you have to make a steel test. And if you fail that steel test, you lose your next action, your volley 2 action.
That's what insight does.
Yeah.
I should just do that. She's a human. She has bad skill. That's racist. Who goes first?
It kind of doesn't matter because we're going to be talking over each other.
Okay.
You're going to be trying to make a point, and she's going to be trying to incite you, I mean.
That is pretty inciting.
So with 1.5 successes against, I think...
1.
Well, right, but I need to test against your will.
Ah!
You need to test against basically obstacle 1, so
I have a will of 7.
Yeah. If the insight fails, the margin of failure is added as advantage dice to the opponent's next test. So you get to take 6 advantage dice to your
Next
volley
action.
2 test. Okay.
Wow.
But I called you, so you're a blue lover and a green lover.
Well, you know what? This world has enough hate and not enough love.
One love.
Okay, so
I got 1 success.
I think
on
they're
that.
talking about breeding in here.
volley 2.
Well, I do. Rebuttal.
Faint. Faint versus rebuttal standard. So
Man, I'm not 100% sure that they flirt with each other. I don't know.
hard.
This may be an orcish mating ritual, but not ours.
Feint can be used to bypass rebuttal and to attack feint, insight, and obfuscate. In a standard test, each success subtracts from your opponent's body of argument. In a versus test, margin of success is subtracted from your opponent's body of argument. So that's
basically rebuttal is block and strike, but she's ignoring my block.
yes,
If I'm interpreting that right.
yes, and so you're making point.
I'm doing rebuttal.
Oh right, yeah. So you
So
rebuttal
basically doing point.
versus feint. Okay, so
You have to divide your dice, though.
yeah,
Defense. Attack.
right. Did they give you some kind of special treatment? Did they tell you that they could trust you?
I highly doubt that the Weibel state has an interest in this war dragging on and on when we can eventually reach a state of peace with our ancestral enemies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes. Oof. Rough. Okay.
6, actually. No, 5. I misread that 3. Because I'm very smart.
Okay. Volley 3.
Avoid.
Point.
Don't you roll something against his for your feint?
So I...
Did you roll that yet?
Did I roll that?
I
No.
don't think so.
Oh! Thanks.
Yeah. I set aside my defense die, but I'm just going to forget it.
Thanks for reminding me. 3 successes.
Ouch!
Wouldn't that take off?
No.
Feint? No, it doesn't defend?
So, that ignores my defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I may have read that incorrectly because I'm going to let it ride for now, but it may have been like the whole feint completely disables the rebuttal, like both sides of it, but I'm going to leave that for later. You said avoid and I said point, and point versus avoid is versus.
Let's go.
Yeah. Save the goblins. Green piece.
1. Wait. That's open.
I still can't believe you're pursuing this. Okay? Volley 3.
Oh my god.
Green piece. Green piece.
Oh.
We're the green party. Goblins and orcs alike.
This is probably a bad choice. Inside.
Dismiss.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Standard. And insight versus dismiss. Standard. So,
How many successes do you need on that? Because that's a lot.
so basically with dismiss, I take 2 bonus dice.
Oh.
Dismiss is very much a risk it all move because it's just like point with a bonus. But the risk is if I fail to finish the duel, I hesitate the next turn or the next volley.
Ah. Okay.
And you said insight.
Insight.
Six.
3.
How many will do you have, though? No, I mean on your side.
How many health left?
Yeah.
4.
I
So
think dismiss is it.
we've dismissed it, but it seems that I have 1.
You have 1.
Out of game, the game master wanted to lose that duel of wits, but Valthuria, the character, did not want to lose that duel of wits.
I can log a test for persuasion.
So did you had a mild defeat, though?
So I was reduced from 9 to 2, so I have to make some concessions. So I think the last thing that we're going to do for tonight is figure out what those concessions are.
When considering the options, at least weigh the non-violent ones more than the others.
Okay. So what you're saying is perhaps try to establish some friendly relations with them.
Yeah.
Even if we're not welcoming them into the city.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Just preferably not us.
you don't want to be the ones to do it?
I believe we've compromised our goodwill.
There's about 100 of the goblins.
So be it.
There's about 4 of us.
Yeah, but what's gonna go over better? Us? Or a bunch of you?
You know, Pocket, you're actually very brilliant.
She does bring up a good point.
And quite honestly, none of these tribes have a great one. If you can prove yourselves and become
How
their great
about-
one,
If they're willing to consider peaceful options, we can be their envoys.
and not
Who's all
every
boys?
tribe's gonna probably want to come back here.
So,
My theory is on point.
So the ones that refuse, you just put a spear through their head, and then they don't refuse anymore.
That's barbaric.
so why don't you take a day of rest, since you've been on the road for more than 2 months? Take a day of rest, and come back to me again in the morning with what you think is a good idea. I tire of this apparently necessary debate.
Your ladyship, if I could we have permission to venture outside the gates? At least until nightfall.
What is your purpose?
On the way here, I noticed an awful lot of remains of both sides, and was wanting to respectfully put what I can to rest.
You want to help?
Yes. Rather than twiddling my thumbs and walking around here.
Fine, Ederea. Make it happen. Ederea is kind of sour-faced about it, but then she hiccups and shrugs.
Yeah, I was so bored last night.
Okay. Right on.
Right on.
Thanks for watching, folks. Hope to see you next time.